watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Nicotina's mom! Oh, yeah! Nicotina's mom! Why did you say that name?
Poindexter, you're getting all excited.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee. I don't drink.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
And now I'll make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and it is good to have you all with me in the lounge tonight. Look, if this is your first time to the lounge, welcome. Glad you're here. Please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know when we put out videos, because we're constantly putting out new content. I spend my life striving, writing, putting stuff together, scouring the internet for stories, dealing with people on the internet and on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and all these things, all for you wonderful people that I love and I respect and I have a good time with, so that we can have a good time when we get together in the lounge. Because the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and all of our fun crew can get together and talk about the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. And if those are things that get you excited, we want you here. So, okay. So hit that subscribe button and have some fun along with us. I got cables like running underneath my chair and I can't move my chair. It's a problem. It's a first world problem, but it's still a problem. Hey, I'm glad to have you guys with me. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. Just kind of chilled, kind of spent some time with the wife. And I was going to do a stream last night and I ended up not doing a stream. And then I ended up somehow on Matt Jarbo's stream in my hot tub. And then I ended up on Geek Studio stream in the hot tub. Actually, I ended up on his stream first. Yeah. So you know what? You never know what'll happen. You know, who knows? The night is young. I could end up in the hot tub in this stream as well. You know, the computer doesn't really like the hot tub, but you know, I can figure it out. You know, the only problem about doing the hot tub stream is I can't turn the bubbles on because it's just too noisy. You know, but I'm pretty excited. I've had a pretty good week this week, and I hope that you're having a good week as well. I'm putting together my office / studio at the new job. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to get that because not only will I be able to do stuff for my job, but I'll also be able to use the studio to then in turn make more content. And that's exciting. And then actually having a place to put some toys and stuff from my office. I've had boxes of stuff just outside these doors out in our mud room since I left the old place, since I left the old office. And now I got a ton of room with more shelves than I know what to do with. And it's pretty cool. And so I'm excited about that. And then yesterday I was so happy because I got to rehearse with my band for the first time in 10 months. Man, I can't explain to you how exciting that was. We've got some shows lined up, and I'm glad to be getting back to playing, because I tell you what, as a musician, this has been such a weird spell where, you know, it's like I still play every week, you know, and everything, but it's different than to be able to play with my band, you know, and to be able to go out and have fun like that and entertain people. And yeah, and so it was just really cool, and it was really awesome because I also got to meet my drummer and his wife. Just had a baby. Now, Aaron, I'm going to introduce you guys to Aaron here shortly because not tonight, but I'm going to have Aaron on the show because uh, Aaron's like my best friend, and Tiffany and I introduced him and Jesse to each other. I performed their wedding. I helped them with when he wanted to propose. We put this big elaborate thing together, and it was really awesome. And so they had their first child about 8 months ago now, and we had not seen her yet. And Uncle Enosh was super excited to be able to meet little Lucy, and so was Aunt Tiffy. And so, yeah, so that was a really cool thing. So this has been a good week, and I've just had a lot of positivity, just a lot of excitement in the air, and I hope that you're having a good week as well. And if you're not, if it's Tuesday and you feel like you had your second Monday today, hopefully the lounge can pep you up and you can enjoy it. We got a great cast of characters who are here tonight. But first, I want to say hi to a couple people. What's up? Patrick says going to watch the replay. I love you for that. Thank you so much. Glad you guys enjoy watching the replay. It's amazing. The way that you guys support the videos and the streams and stuff is awesome. Anthony Beltre says, hi, Enosh. How was your day? Just told you it's pretty good. Bat Dan, Matt Jarbo pokes the bear, says hashtag prove Matt Jarbo wrong. We do that every single day. No, I'm just messing. I love Matt. What's up, Ryan Rivera? Good to see you, sir. It's good to see you the other day on a stream, and we'll have to have you on sometime. So hit me up sometime, and we'll put you on. What's up? Good to see you. What's up, David? Says hi, Enosh. Hope you and your family had a great day as always. Well, I'm back in Louisiana now, and all the dry weather is gone and rain all day. Can't wait for the stream and info ahead. Poindexter Lounge rules. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. I'm glad you had a good trip. Hey, here's baby girl. Restore the Snyderverse. Suck it, WB. I love that. Says hi, Enosh. How was your day? Good. Hope you're doing well as well. Cherie in the house. Good to see you. Jacob McKenzie in the house says, what's up, Enosh? I want to see more of Luke next season of The Mandalorian. Yeah, so do I. We're going to talk about Luke. There's a whole new thing coming out that's going to talk about how they put Luke into season 2 of The Mandalorian. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. What's up, Caleb? Hope you're doing well. Dat Dude Vince, good to see you, sir. I really wish it had been Cal and not Luke. Yeah, well, I don't think we're going to get too much of that, though. That's some expanded universe stuff that I don't know that they're going to go there. But, you never know. You never know. What's up, Paul? Good to see you. Andrew Casali, I was on there with him last night on Geek Studios. So good to see you, sir. Yes, what's up, Lord Slug? Good to see you. More hot tub, Enosh, please. That's funny. That's funny. Yes, Cherie, I was rocking last night. And you know what? It was like we hadn't skipped a beat. It was really amazing. We just jumped right in, man. We were playing some of our songs. We do some covers and everything. And now we're going to add some 90s covers, which should be fun. Yeah, I can't wait to get back out and start playing again. What's up, Mary Wilcox? Good to see you. Dr. Fate in the house. Good to see you. Metaverse is here. He's in the back. He's going to be in the show tonight. Let's see. Here we go. StreamYard skipping people. Don't want that to happen. I want to make sure that we get everybody in here real quick. What's up, Gary Lee Fowler? There's the man right there. I'm not here. I'm not here, man. I'm just not here. That's funny. Cherie says, dude, I was standing in front of my bedroom door falling over with laughter. That was a fun stream and chat. Yeah. What's up? Let's see. Oh, where is this going, Enosh? You never know where it's going. I'm just saying, you never know where stuff's going here with the lounge. I did get enough sleep though today, so he says, I'm only not here to say hello as my true self is getting ready for work. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here, Gary. Always glad to see you, sir. What's up, Neon Sci-Fi? Always good to see you. Beast King, Go Lion Anime, right? I figured out the one that I like. And I knew that I like that one. That for those of you who don't know, that's Voltron, right? So it was originally called Beast King, Go Lion in its anime form. And so we were talking the other night about what animes I may like. People are taking guesses on what animes I may or may not like. And so that's one definitely for sure that I know I like is Beast King Go Lion, for sure. Let's see. Alex Brunner, good to see you, sir. Anthony Grigsby in the house. Good day to you. Let's see. Who else? JP Frasler. Greetings from Ontario. Hey, you're just over the border. Good to see you. Thank you, JP. Glad you're here tonight. Good. Always good to hear from somebody that I don't recognize a name or something, and meet somebody new. And so, thank you for posting. I know that there's a lot of you who lurk, and you don't say anything. And so, I'm always glad when somebody posts. And I encourage you that if you're just watching, hey, get in on the chat and talk to us, because I always love to see new names. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you. 187 in the house. Faux show. Anthony says, hey, listening to you and Matt last night, Jarbo does seem to have a real aggressive stance in shutting down talk of the Snyderverse being restored. You know what? And this is what I said about this last night. Some of you may have seen, it was one of the reasons why I wanted to get on his stream last night, because him and I kind of had a back and forth yesterday on Twitter. And look, here's the thing. You don't have to think that the Snyderverse is going to continue. You don't have to, right? But I think I really made myself really clear last night while sitting in the hot tub and talking about it. And that is, look, there is nothing that says that it's not going to happen. I know that there's a lot of people. Matt, has seemed kind of aggressive. I know that Matt wants the Snyderverse to continue, and Matt's looking at it from a certain point of view. No pun intended there with the Star Wars reference, but Matt's looking at it from a point of view of what he sees, what he thinks, and look, he's been involved in a lot of stuff. The difference is that this is it's different. This whole movement and this whole thing is different. Just like the Snyder Cut was a different thing. Nobody's forcing Zack to do something he doesn't want to do. And I just want to implore you. I just want to kind of go on record. And this is probably all I'll say about this, unless something crazy happens and I have to address it again. But look, if you are of the mind that, like, we don't want to go down the route of the fandom menace and just be like, unless we get everything, and it's all turned up and over and everything, then we'll never be happy. Don't do that, because you'll never be happy. When I listen to Doomcock talk about how it's not good enough, like if Kathleen Kennedy is gone, or if they start making good stuff, which, by the way, they've been making good Star Wars for quite a while now, right? But like he's like, I'm never going to be happy unless they absolutely erase the sequel trilogy. Well, then you're never going to be happy, because that ain't ever going to happen, right? So the thing is like, these movies are coming out, and it's like I've been telling people, when the people who are in the movies and made the movies tell you that they're interested in the movies, they're going to see the movies and they're excited about them, there's just some circumstances surrounding the films that we have a hard time getting past, right? And it's true. It's absolutely true. And you guys know that I absolutely 100% support Ray Fisher, right? And am I upset that Ray Fisher is not in the Flash movie? Absolutely. Absolutely I am. And like Wayne T. Carr said right here on this very program, he said, look, am I going to go run out like the night that Flash movie comes out and like try to find the most expensive theater to plop down the most money that I possibly can to support something, as if I was like supporting, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 or something like that? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm probably going to find a matinee, a couple days later, because I'm a DC fan and I want to see what's going on. Right. And we all got to understand that there's going to be stuff that happens. These characters are going to overturn. They're going to do things. They're going to do things differently. Even Zack Snyder himself, he did not want to make a 20, 30 year platform thing like the MCU is doing with his story. He literally was making 5 films. If we get anything else, it's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy, man. It's just, it's that cherry on top. And so look, there's been things that Zack has said. I don't believe that anybody's forcing Zack to do anything that he doesn't want to do. If I thought for a second that Zack was not in a good place with this and that he didn't want to do it, he was absolutely, I know that there's people that he doesn't want to work with, right? Just like Ray Fisher, there's people that Ray Fisher doesn't want to work with, right? And that's understandable. That's absolutely understandable. And so there's all that there, but things are changing. And even Zach himself has said that. And so, like, the possibilities are there, but we just have to, I'm just telling people, look, state what you like, what you'd like to see, be respectful about it. You don't have to be a jerk about it. You don't have to attack each other about it. And so, and that goes the same both ways, right? It goes the same all ways. So, if, like I said, if I thought for a second that Zach wasn't in a good place and that this was just really not a healthy thing for him, or that like he felt that way, I'd not be pressing for it. I'm going to support Zach's other projects. Zach's not just going to sit around and do nothing, and he shouldn't do that, So, I mean, but that's not a sign that, just because he's working on other projects and he's doing things, he's talking about like he's been working on like 3 films during COVID, writing films and stuff. One, he was writing for Warner Brothers, for God's sake, that he said, we may not even see. But the thing is, like, he's working on all these films. He's working on stuff because he's a director. That's what they do. It's what they do. He's a filmmaker. And so, you know what? If he gets the chance to make these, then we need to be there, show up. And if he does other things, support him. If you're a Zack Snyder fan, support him. If you're not, then hey, stay home. That's completely up to you. But let's just be good to each other. All right. There's no point fighting over all that stuff. Cinefinity and Beyond says, what's up, Nosh? Still no Zack Snyder Justice League figures at Toys R Us. Well, I guess then, for once, I feel sorry for you there in Canada and your inability to get your Toys R Us, your figures at Toys R Us. Because guess what, baby? Oh yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Look at that. Look at that right there, man. Cyborg with face shield, baby, right there, and regular Cyborg. And I got another one of these because when I get to see Ray Fisher in person, he's signing one of these puppies. And I got a dark side that Ray Porter is going to sign when I get to see Ray. What's up, Tim? Good to see you, sir. Always good to see Tim in here. Do you know what happened to Millie Bobby Brown? Marcus. What's up, Marcus? No, I didn't hear that anything happened to Millie Bobby Brown. For those of you who don't know who Millie Bobby Brown is, she's the young lady who plays Eleven in Stranger Things. I didn't know that anything happened to her. What's up, Adrian? Good to see you. Voltron. Yes, Voltron is classic. Absolutely. William says, I'll jump on when I get out to address that overhyped Spider-Man Venom article. That's what I knew. I baited you in. I knew I got you in. Hopefully we bait RJ to come in and argue about it with you there for a while. Bipolar nobody in the house. Enosh, how are you, man? Easily one of my favorite streamers in the game today. Dying to show you some of my retro toy finds lately. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. And I got lots of more toy reviews coming because I'm gonna be able to get back on that. So hey, yeah, hit me up on social media. I'd love to see your stuff, and I always love seeing that. What's up, Peter Rabbit's Defender? Hey, it's been a while. Sorry for the long gone. My cat passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm still sad, but I still stay strong. Oh man, I am so sorry, Peter Rabbit's Defender. Losing a pet is it's a very hard thing. Absolutely. So my heart goes out to you. Ultimate Miles Morales Spidey Fun fan says, hey, Nash, if you had a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian Force Effects Elite Darksaber, would you compare it with the other Force Effects lightsabers that you have? Yeah, so I've got one ordered. So as soon as it gets released, I'm absolutely going to be doing a review of it. Yep. So as soon as it gets released, it just hasn't been released yet. So I don't have it yet. But once I have it in my possession, I'll definitely do a review. And of course I got like 20 other lightsabers. So yeah, we'll definitely do I love doing comparisons with other lightsabers. You could find lightsaber reviews here on the channel. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you. Catching up on everything. Good. I know it's hard these days. It's hard to be a nerd these days with all the stuff that's out there. What's up, Sith Lord? Good to see you. Nick Hammond in the house. Hey, Nick, did you get your t-shirt, buddy? Hope you got your t-shirt. I haven't heard from you, man. Hope you got your t-shirt. What's up, DL Vince? Recently saw Black Widow. Really enjoyed it. I didn't expect how good it was. See there, DL, you and I are on very similar wavelengths a lot of times. What's going on? Bat City stuff. I don't care what the logic is. If it doesn't make sense to people, I believe Air Cut will be announced at DC Fandom. The only movies on display are Batman, Aquaman 2, and Flash. Everybody knows already. Hey, you know what? And man, look, if Bat City, here's the thing. I may not think that that's going to happen. I believe that the Air Cut will eventually see the light of day, and that we'll get it. And that's my hope. That is my hope, and I will fight for that and absolutely put that out there. I don't know that it's going to happen at Fandom because I don't think that that's going to be their focus right now. I don't know that that's going to be their focus where they want to go right now. And I don't think that we'll start to see a lot of this stuff start cracking through until Discovery, is more in place. But look, man, if you're hoping out hope and you see a way to do it, dude, I support that, man, because I support the Air Cut and I support that coming out. And I hope it is for you, man. I really do, but that's just where we're at. What's up, Proby? And then we're going to bring in our guests. Proby with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Proby. 1236 says, I got a couple figures from Zack Snyder's Justice League, Black Soups, yes, and a cyborg, but I don't know about collecting. But surprising, a big fan, best friend with them for his birthday. Surprising, a big fan, best friends with them for his birthday. Well, that's awesome. That's a great friend. That's a great friend. I'll tell you what, nothing says I love you or hey, we're friends like toys. I'm telling you right now, nothing says that. What's up, Rhea? Always good to see you, Rhea, and you're always welcome, Rhea. In here. All right. That being said, we're going to go ahead and bring people in and we're going to start talking about this stuff that we got to talk about because we got Star Trek. We got Spider-Man and Venom. We've got who all do we got? Who all do we got that we got to talk about here? I got this whole thing and so we got Star Trek we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Thor. We're going to talk about James Gunn. We're going to talk about Luke Skywalker. We're going to talk about Venom and Spider-Man. And of course, then you know what? There's always other things that can happen. But hey, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters, all of our patrons, and everyone who gives super chats. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support. We love you guys. And of course, all of our members. There's so many awesome things that you can take advantage of when you're a member or a patron. And so you get videos and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So, hey, we'd love to have you as a member or a patron. And also thank you to everyone who gives super chats. I'll be announcing probably tomorrow night our next giveaway. Because I just got to make sure everything's. I've just not been able to put it all together. So, all right. That being said, we're going to bring some people in. First of all, we're going to surprise you a little bit. See if you can figure out who this guy is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't give me a backstory, so I feel like I almost have to make a backstory for him. It's like from parts unknown, the defender of all that is chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. Big Hoss, the Patriot.
The name is Big Hoss. I told that jabron, Brian Master of None, to get out of my room.
Ooh.
For tonight is my night.
Uh-oh.
And let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm. Tell us.
Everything is going to be better because I'm going to give everything the perspective it deserves.
Oh, hey now. Are you going to grow in our hands?
That's right.
If you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, if anyone is going to come anywhere, it's going to be me. Don't be fooled by the imitators.
Mm-hmm.
Because Big Hoss is the man. All right.
Well, Big Hoss, I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I hope you can breathe. Barely. All right. Well, I hope it gets better. Ladies and gentlemen, also, you love him. We love him. He's always got great perspectives. And if you don't like his perspective, then I don't know what to say. We just think he's a cool guy. And we like to have fun with him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Crazy Joe. What's up, Crazy Joe?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I see you're wearing that Mary Sue shirt. I like it.
Oh, yes. I went to the store. I said, do you have any shirts that got Mary Sue's on them and things that are going to be totally obliterated from continuity? I want shirts that will not be in continuity. And they said, here you go.
You mean things that they've like spent billions of dollars on, right?
Oh, yes. Things that have made $1 billion at the box office, but they're going to
heard that they're going to retcon the whole thing.
That's all right. Hey, you know what I heard? I heard licensees want nothing to do with Star Trek, and they can't sell any Star Trek merchandise. But then I also heard that Playmates is making toys based on Discovery, Lower Decks, Picard. I don't know. They don't add up.
Well, you know what?
Fake news. Fake news.
I don't know that. I don't think anything's wrong.
There's nothing wrong.
Everything's okay. Everything's just fine. Everything's gonna be just fine. Living in America.
All right. Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, we love him. We love getting to know him these last couple weeks here at the lounge. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Metaverse. What's going on, Metaverse? Good to see you, sir.
Good to see y'all. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good, man. Good. So we got some stuff to talk about tonight. I figure, I was going to do it for Brian, but Big Hoss kicked Brian right out of the studio. So
told that jabron to kick rocks.
What did this masked man do with Brian?
Told him to kick rocks.
Said
I was funnier.
Uh-oh.
Told him, not tonight, son. Not tonight.
I think we have actual footage of this masked man just before he put the mask on, yelling at Brian.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you.
Very accurate reenactment.
And then Brian's reaction before he ran out the door.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
Hey, just another wrestler that tried to steal my mask gimmick, and I didn't like that either.
Well, I was about to say that. I was about to be like, yeah, didn't Hulk Hogan do this already, like 2003, 2004?
Yes. Well, I could tell you this, Big Hoss.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Amen, brother. Never was fake to me. That jabron Brian Master of None might have thought so, but not Big Hoss. Big Hoss thinks it's all real, and it's all good because it all makes me money.
Uh-oh. Baby girl says, #free Brian.
Not tonight.
Look out, Brian. There's a new sheriff in town.
That's right. He's called the Patriot.
Nick Hammond says, I have a feeling Brian is now sleeping with the fishes.
I don't know about the fishes, but he's definitely sleeping.
Oh, my gosh. That's so funny. We like to have some fun. Yes, Mr. American, right? Remember that? That was a fun little angle. Mr. America. Heck yeah. That was a fun angle.
I can't help but want to crank off a super kick. Like I just God.
I drop legs on all my problems. I don't know about you.
Well, hey, let's jump right into first some Star Trek news. Shall we do that? All right, let's jump into some Star Trek news first. And if Brian were here, I'm sure Brian would be. I would love to hear Brian's perspective on this, but Brian's not here, so we'll have to listen to Big Hoss instead. So
I don't know. I'll see if I can get him.
All right, just for this one, right? Just for this one. Yeah, Brian's being held captive by Big Hoss.
I wouldn't say captive, but something similar, yes.
Something similar. All right. So this was announced today, and I think this is interesting, and I'm interested to get you guys' opinions on this. So Star Trek movie enlists WandaVision director Matt, was it Shakman? Shakman. The filmmaker landed an Emmy nomination for directing earlier in the day. So the same day that he gets an Emmy nomination, it's announced that he's going to be doing the next Star Trek movie. So WandaVision director Matt Shakman is moving from the Marvel Cinematic Universe to seek out new life and new civilizations. Hot off his directing Emmy nomination for Disney Plus's WandaVision comes the news that Shakman has signed on to direct a mystery Star Trek movie for Paramount, which has a release date of June 9th, 2023. The script comes from go-to blockbuster screenwriters Lindsay Beer and Geneva Robertson Dworet, with J.J. Abrams producing. At this stage, it's unknown if cast members from Abrams' 2009 reboot, led by Chris Pine as Captain Kirk, will be in the film. Shakeman is a veteran TV director whose credits include Game of Thrones, The Boys, Succession, Fargo, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and this will be his first feature. Earlier on Tuesday, his series WandaVision captured 23 Emmy nominations, including a director nom for himself. Robertson Dworet's, is that Dworet's? Dworet's credits include 2018 Tomb Raider reboot. All right. Captain Marvel. While Beer has penned the upcoming King Killer Chronicle and is writing and directing the Pet Sematary prequel for Paramount Plus. A Pet Sematary prequel, folks. Sometimes it is better. Paramount last released a Trek film in 2016 with Star Trek Beyond, directed by Justin Lin. The studio has since had developed several takes that did not move forward, including one by Quentin Tarantino, which I think would have been
hilarious,
really interesting to see, and another by Fargo creator Noah Hawley. In the meantime, the Trek universe has been kept alive with multiple TV shows on CBS All Access. Shakeman is repped by blah, blah, blah. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So I got to ask the question. I think this bodes well for the next Star Trek movie. What do you guys think?
I think it's great. Like anything new in Star Trek is fantastic. And whatever that a-hole Big Hoss had to say, don't listen to him.
Brian, blink twice if you need help. Oh, you're fine then. Okay.
So anyways, no, I think it's fantastic. And as you can see, I love me some Star Trek. The news about the Playmates taking over again, like they made the toys back in the day, right? Like the
90s.
Yeah, and those are some of the toys that I remember, like going back to when I began being a Star Trek fan. So like, yeah, no, anything like that would be fantastic, and it really kind of sticks it in the face of all those other naysayers on the internet that happen to think they know everything. Jim Cock. But no, dude, like it's really nice to be like, at least they're selling some toys, they're doing some stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's all good.
Shockmaster of None here says, I challenge that jabroni Big Hoss. Shockmaster of None. I love it.
Well,
I love it.
I'll have to see if he's down for it, but I don't know. I kind of was pretty mean to him.
There you go. And by the way, also, I know, we've had this problem. I know Matt Jarbo has the same problem. Like we get into conversations, we can start talking or whatever. I am committed that as you guys give super chats, that I will get to them right away. And so, because I appreciate that, and I want you guys to be able to see your comments on here. And StreamYard will do this thing that if it gets to a certain point, we lose it and I can't bring it back up. And so, I am committed to bringing up your comments right away, even if we got to interject into what we're talking about. So I appreciate that. H Bart's here with a $2 super chat. Says, hey, Enosh, you still able to do the thing Friday? Yes. So this Friday, speaking of which, because H Bart's, you guys have all known, has been quite a contributor to both the Poindexter Lounge and Matt Jarbo's $3 Theater. And we really, really appreciate that. And it's not that we're showing preferential treatment. It's just that H Bart's is been pretty cool to the Poindexter Lounge, and I really appreciate that. I mean, it's been a big help, and a lot of you guys have kind of know and kind of joked. I mean, his bank account has literally shut down his account several times because of the financial blessings that he has given to a couple channels. And so,
well, it's not just the financial blessings. There's a lot of words of wisdom within these fortune cookie sized bits here. It's like it's pretty nice.
Heck yeah! With
good on you, H-Barts.
with each super chat and his multiverse comments and rantings and Kermit the Frog loving heck yeah. So this Friday, we're going to have the first ever, we have the section where we have members and we have patrons, and we're going to put in a Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame section, and it will be the H Bart's Hall of Fame section of the Poindexter Lounge, because he pretty much owns half the Poindexter Lounge right at this point. So we're gonna do that on Friday. We're gonna have H Bart's on. So if you'd actually like to hear H Bart's, join us this Friday. We'll be doing a show with H Bart's, and then H Bart's. It looks like we will make it to your birthday party on Saturday. So that should be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So absolutely, bro. All right. That being said, I think this is cool. I mean, look, I'm a Star Trek fan too. I'm a big Star Trek fan from way back, and I love Star Trek. I like the idea that they got somebody that's got these kind of credits. Both from a writing standpoint of some of the movies and TV shows we just mentioned. The people that are writing it and putting it together and producing it and stuff. But then also, this guy, I mean, I liked WandaVision. I thought it was a good show. And I think that it's been met with some positivity. I know there's people who were upset because it wasn't this character or that character at the end, and didn't turn out the way that they thought it should. But that goes with anything, folks, that if you put too much into just not being told the story or listening for the story, but thinking that you're going to dictate the story, you're going to be disappointed every time, And so I don't know. I like this. What do you think, Crazy Joe? I know you're a Star Trek fan.
Yeah, I'm really excited. First of all, I've been a fan of Matt Shakeman since back in the 80s when he was playing JR on Just the 10 of Us. I was a huge Just the 10 of Us fan. And hey, the young guy's made good for himself over the years. But yeah, WandaVision was incredible. I loved WandaVision. It was just week to week. I couldn't wait for Friday to see what was going to happen next. This is great news. Now, one thing that's interesting is this Hollywood Reporter article says that the cast, it's unclear if it's going to be the Chris Pine cast. But I read another article today, and believe me, it was by a legitimate source, but I can't remember if it was Deadline. It might have been Deadline. They said it was going to be Chris Pine. I wish I had that at my fingertips to pull up. But...
Well, I can tell you, and I can find it here. I think I read this earlier on. I know I read it on Dark Horizons, and I want to say, because they, here I will. I'll bring that one up because here in the Hollywood Reporter one, they make it seem kind of vague that it may not be.
By the way, right in the chat, Resident Justice is saying he was the one who shared it with us in our group chat earlier today. It was Deadline. He was the first one to share it with us. So yeah, that's where I read it first.
So I haven't even looked at our group chat. So, but I'll give you credit, RJ. I'll give you credit, RJ. Faux show. Oh, by the way, RJ, William's going to come in later to denounce all this Spider-Man Venom stuff. So you may want to get in on that. I might just have to pop some popcorn. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I told him the Spidey signal has been lit. I'm going to need the assist on that one. We'll pick up where we left off last time.
There you go. Let's see. DL asks, would you guys be up for them doing an updated movie versions of The Next Generation or Deep Space Nine in the Kelvin timeline?
I'd be more interested in a Voyager Kelvin timeline. And the reason is Voyager's my least favorite Star Trek. I love Star Trek, but Voyager's my least favorite. And I feel there are certain opportunities they had with Voyager that they didn't take. That I would almost like to see them get a do-over to be able to try that again.
Well, it kind of felt like disconnected.
A lot of the
time.
I felt like they didn't take advantage of the idea of a crew lost in space. Like they couldn't get back to a starbase every week to repair the ship and think like Voyager should have had a cast turnover. You should have had characters die.
Yes.
Not everyone should have made it back. It should have been they didn't have.
Well, I think even the cast agreed on that one. Like they're like, why didn't you just kill me off, man? Like,
Chakotay was begging to die. Robert Beltran wanted off the show, and they wouldn't.
Big time. Yeah.
So imagine a Star Trek show like that where you really felt the danger, like you never knew what was. Imagine a Star Trek show where you have the trope of the captain, the first officer, and a couple unnamed security officers beamed down to a planet, and the only ones that make it back alive are the security officers.
Like that would be interesting. H Bart's here with a $5 super chat says, "Do I get a H Bart's memorial battle royale?" You know what? We could add that to PLW. I am shooting PLW. I've been waiting for Tiffany to get better with her elbow, but now she's finally getting better. And I got one thing. Once you guys see what I'm doing, you'll have to see. Like I'm having to do some crafts and some arts and crafts things for something that I'm going to be adding to PLW this next episode, and so it's going to be fun. But you know what, H Bart's, we might have to. That'd be fun. An H Bart's Memorial Battle Royale on PLW. That'd be great. And he says for his birthday, he says we got brisket, sausage, chicken, rice, and other stuff. So guess what? Suck it, y'all. I'm going to his birthday party.
I still can't wait for the explanation.
Get some brisket, baby. Get some brisket. Oh, heck yeah. And it's still trying to, figure out how to explain to his parents who I am. Who me and Tiffany are. Like, we're his friends from the other side of the state. Twice his age.
Tray of assorted meats. It only sounds weird if you think about it.
Oh, assorted meats? Yeah.
Paul.
God. You got to be careful with those assorted meats now.
I brought some sausage for your son.
Now, I do have a question. Brought some sausage for your son. H Bart's, will there be bread?
Hola, soy Dora. Can you say puedes hacerme un sandwich? That means, can you make me a sandwich in
That must have been some stale bread, because you can actually hear the smack.
I know, right? I know, right?
Stale bread.
H Bart's with a $2 super chat says, Enosh arrives, Chris Hansen. Take a seat, Enosh.
That's how I unfortunately. Oh God.
We're gonna need you to sit down.
I have this perfectly skinned piece of salami that I'm trying to give to your son. H Bart's.
Someone might need to have a lawyer on standby.
Just saying.
Just
representation ready to go.
Oh God.
Yeah. I'll be very, very careful. All right. Should I show up with a gift? Like, I don't know, maybe like a stuffed horse or something.
Let's put it this way: if you hear the Metal Gear sound over someone's head, you see a big exclamation mark. That's a sign to just turn away and run.
Turn away, run. That must have been a rock sandwich.
That's what I'm saying.
No. Yeah.
Oh wow. Gosh. Proby1236 with a $5 super chat says, I know this is off topic a bit and not on the agenda, but y'all are going to discuss later about the Deadpool MCU tease reaction thing. Yes. I was hoping RJ would be in here to talk about it, because RJ loves all things Marvel, and I always like to get, and I know everybody else loves Marvel too, but yeah, there was did you guys see that today?
It was glorious.
It's pretty good.
That was pretty cool.
It made me laugh.
For my own sake, it was pretty meta. It was pretty meta.
Well, first of all, can we just talk about the movie as a whole? That Free Guy movie. I've been looking forward to that Free Guy movie now for a year, man. I've wanted to see that movie for forever.
Since I saw the trailer, I was like, "Wow, this movie looks pretty funny."
I didn't think the first trailer looked that great, but the second trailer totally won me over. I'm like, I'm all in now.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Oh, see, and here he is. Right here. RJ, what's going on, RJ?
Yes. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Welcome to the party.
Hey.
So we were talking about Star Trek. We'll get back to that a little bit, but it was brought up, and it is true, and I can actually bring that up while you're talking about. What did you think about the MCU Well, real quick before you do, I'll go back to that. H Parts with a $2 super chat says, "Can't wait to show Matt the bag of Arby's." Yes, I'm gonna bring Arby's because Matt Jarbo does the DoorDash thing. He can't bring it all the way here to Michigan, but Enosh can. So if Enosh shows up, I mean, I don't know. H Parts, you're gonna have brisket and Mexican food and all that stuff. I mean, but I'm gonna bring you a beef and cheddar. I'll bring you a beef and cheddar. And,
that you won't forget.
A Jamaica shake.
A what?
A Jamaican shake.
Oh. It's like, what?
The Jamaica shake. Jamaica. It's a Jamaica shake. No, so no. RJ, what did you think, man, of the of that? I thought
it was hilarious. Like, it was funny. I just woke up this morning. It's like I saw a picture. I'm like, what the heck? They just announced Deadpool 3 because I didn't see the trailer. I think I saw Korg there. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I went to go look. It's like, oh, they're doing a trailer reaction to Free Guy. I'm like, this is the best marketing campaign ever.
And I love Korg.
Awesome.
Like, Korg was like my favorite part of Thor Ragnarok. Like, can we just say it's like when he's like handing him weapons, before the battle goes, and it's like, unless you're gonna get 3 vampires that are huddled together, it's like, oh god.
No, Caleb. No, Caleb. Beef and cheddar is not code for anything.
Caleb's gonna be the one to call Chris Hansen.
I just want to see Korg guest star, be his sidekick in Deadpool 3 now.
That would be awesome,
right? Oh man,
I just loved the shade he threw. Like, I prefer Dark World, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of Disney Plus references and everything. No, I thought it was hilarious, and it makes sense too because Taika Waititi is the villain in the Free Guy movie, so it fits in the MCU and for that purpose as well, like for cross promotion.
Heck yeah.
Called it a Fox fire sale.
Yeah, so this movie looks like it came out of the Fox fire sales. Like, yes, that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, what a great way to hold on now, Paul.
Paul is a Chad. I am always happy to see him in the chat.
Paul's there's always room for Enosh's beef. Oh boy. All right, man. It's lagging here on me, so I'm trying to get on here, but okay. But yeah, I thought that this was so cool. First of all, I love Deadpool. I love what they've done with that. And I thought this was a great crossover, and also for us to be able to see Deadpool for the first time, technically, in and around the MCU. You know,
it's an MCU character.
Yeah, that's great.
I always thought that, this was how I thought they should. If I did, this is obviously a great way to introduce him, but I thought there would be in some post-credit scene, and he would be like, all right, guys, I'm here for the final battle, talking about what happened in Endgame, and then he's just like, oh, it just took a while for the Disney Fox merger to happen. Oh, it's already over, and then it cuts off with him being upset.
Right.
I thought that'd be hilarious, but then this was a good way too.
Yeah, I don't know though. It feels very Deadpool appropriate that this happens not for an MC movie, but for another commercial for a Ryan Reynolds movie.
See, I thought the perfect way to bring Deadpool into the MCU would have been an Avengers Endgame if they needed to, time travel to undo things, and suddenly you just heard Cher singing "If I Could Turn Back Time," and the Deadpool was there going, cleaning up the timeline.
That would be funny too, actually. That'd be great.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah. So I thought it was a good crossover. I'm glad that they did it the way that they did it, and it shows that they're keeping Deadpool fresh. I hope that they keep Deadpool, and that he doesn't get
neutered.
Well, the best thing about this is it keeps Deadpool alive in our hearts. It means they haven't forgotten about him yet. You know what I mean? So it's I think that's the most important bit.
I think Feige himself calmed our worries about that by saying, yeah, no, Deadpool's going to stay rated R. It's going to be fine. And I'm just but how did the Once Upon a Deadpool version of Deadpool 2 do in theaters?
It did pretty okay, actually. It made a decent amount of money.
I actually like that version better. I thought that was a funnier version. You know what? It was more inappropriate because they kept like censoring. Like every time he said fight, like I want to fight Wolverine, they would censor him. So it actually sounded more wrong. Like I'm like, it's like by making it a PG-13, you actually made it even more wrong.
Oh my God. I have to see that version now.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't. You know what? I'll be honest. I have not seen the PG-13 version. So.
I've actually got the poster hanging up there on my wall. I don't know. It's sideways, so you can't see it, but it's got Red Savage and Deadpool riding on Rudolph together.
Is the part of him defending Nickelback actually in the movie, or is that done just for the trailer?
I can't remember, actually. It's been a while since I watched it.
I loved that trailer so much. I got vindication that day.
Ryan, dude. You don't need to tell us.
And no one is going to say that there's stuff.
Dude, look, if the show gets you that excited, Ryan.
To be fair, you were talking about your beef, so
that's true. We love you, Ryan. Ryan's like, I'll be right back, guys. Show's getting a little exciting here, and yeah, we're looking for. He's all like,
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you.
Wow. Was that
Ryan.
Jake? Was that Jake the Snake?
No, who
was that?
Magnum TA.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
He was in the NWA, and I think he was pretty big. Yeah, he was pretty big in the Southern promotions because my great-grandmother, that was her favorite wrestler.
What's up? M Siggy 77 says, "Hey Enosh, you have a great show. I listen often. Thank you." No, thank you, M Siggy. Appreciate that. I'm glad that you enjoy the show. Thank you for watching, and thank you for chiming in. Like I said, I always love to see new people in the chat. So thank you so much for that. Where was I? Oh yeah, we were talking about real quick before we moved on about Star Trek. About the we were talking about the idea of if it's going to be there. It says so. I guess they're saying because of the people who are working on it. That it suggests here. It says it suggests a continuation of the Calvin timeline with Chris Pine as Captain Kirk and Zachary Quinto as Spock, but that is not confirmed right now. Though J.J. Abrams is coming back to produce. Yeah, I haven't seen anything that really says for sure.
Yeah, I think Deadline was the one that might have hinted at. I don't know. Somebody said somewhere that it might be a continuation of like the other movies.
I hope so. I hope that they don't go like.
I'd like to see that cast get a couple more movies. They have more in them, I think.
Well, they want to come back too. That's the thing. It's not like they're done with it. They do say they keep wanting to come back.
Carl Urban and Carl Urban was such a good Dr. McCoy, and Simon Pegg was such a good Scotty.
Agreed. Well, no, not only that, but I mean, since most of the original cast is, kind of past at this point,
right?
I'd like to see them continue to carry on the torch. But what I'd like to see is them fix the timeline now that they can.
What
does she? Does she really, Henry?
I mean, she probably did it in an overreactionary type of way, but sure.
Nice.
I'm sure she did. I'm sure she said hi. And then probably complained for an hour about
but what I would like to see is them kind of like aside from Anna, that Star Wars girl. I'd like to see.
What did you want to see Anna, that Star Wars girl? I mean,
not really. If I wanted to see like somebody shrill and harp on about like Star Wars,
complain about Galaxy's Edge for an hour.
The most fun place in the world that I've never been to. And you just kind of have to ruin it.
I'm just going to tell you, I would never tell you what to wear to an amusement park. I'm just going to tell you, just like they told you on South Park, if you wear an evening dress, a skinny little evening dress to an amusement park, you're probably going to have a bad time.
True. Well, because I noticed that there's a lot of grading there, and I imagine being in heels on grading would just be grading.
You don't want to be standing above anybody.
Is this a specific video she did? Because I don't really watch her channel.
Oh yeah, Crazy Joe. So so like last summer she put out a video when right after, well, I think it was the summer. It was like right after Galaxy's Edge opened.
Right when it opened up.
Yeah, right when it opened up. She went to Galaxy's Edge, and she didn't even. I guess she had a friend that worked there that got her in for free, and so she was doing this walkthrough. And look. Can I just say, first of all, for anybody who sees this video later and like tries to come up to me and goes, you shouldn't say anything bad. First of all, I'm not saying anything bad about her. But second of all, like, I am critiquing this one video that I felt like was just shrill and just a horrible video. I can't stand it.
No.
I can't stand the video, and I'm sorry for, like, I would never condone anybody, attacking her. I know that she's come under, attack for whatever. And even though I disagree with her views and all that stuff, look, I can still say this is what I agree with, this is what I disagree with when it comes to somebody, even if it's a female on this platform. So the thing was, Joe, was that she put out this video, and the problem that I had with it, she wore like this black, like
evening dress
to the amusement park, and she complained about everything. Literally, she's like, there's no Luke Skywalker, there's no R2D2, there's no C3PO. Like, where are all the characters that I want to see and stuff? And then she was like complaining about the size of the X-Wing.
The most entitled crap you'd ever hear.
Yeah, like she was complaining about the size of the X-Wing and everything. And then when they were waiting in line to get on the Millennium Falcon ride, you know how usually when you go to an amusement park, like, and there's multiple levels or whatever, it's like steel, right? Like, and so like you'll go upstairs or whatever, and it's like a grating, right? Because it's reinforced. Reinforced steel that's been welded together, and that's standard at every park. Pretty much, right? I mean, like, I mean, that's pretty much standard across the board. And so the thing is that she was going on and on that you shouldn't take your little daughters to Galaxy's Edge and to Disney because they were supporting pedophiles who would sit there and supposedly, if your little daughter had a skirt on or something like that, these gratings supported that idea. And I was like, you know what? That's absolutely garbage. That's absolutely ridiculous. And so back last year, 2020, it was like the 1st of January, or it was like the last of December 2019. I surprised my wife, the lovely Tiftastic, with a trip down to Disney World and Universal. And when I did, I set it up by, first of all, unsubscribing her and taking her off all of our social media so she couldn't see it. And I invited everyone on the platform to come and be a part of this surprise gift to Tiffany. And how I did it was I came home acting like I had just seen this video, and I was really, really ticked off about it. And so I had her watch it. And I was like, look at this girl. She's just complaining for an hour about everything that has to do with Star Wars. She calls herself that Star Wars girl. She doesn't like it. And I was getting Tiffany's natural reaction to it. Tiffany's just like, what the heck? Like, how's she call herself a Star Wars girl? She doesn't even seem like she likes Star Wars. And so we did this whole thing, and I had this whole thing prepped and ready and everything, and everybody knew that what we were going to do. And so then I said, well, you know what, Tiff? I said, I think that you should get a chance to go down to Galaxy's Edge because you're a real Star Wars girl, and I think you would really enjoy it. She's like, yeah, heck yeah, I would. And so I said, so what do you think, chat? Should we do it? And the chat was just like, yeah, do it. And Tiffany's just like looking at me like, are you crazy? We can't go down to Disney. Like, what are you talking about? And so I surprised her. It was her 40th birthday. And yeah. And so I told her right then, I said, well, and my son had a calendar hidden up his shirt at the time. Like, I said, Lanning, give me a calendar. He pulls out the calendar, and I take it, and I circle these dates. And I'm like, well, how about we go on this date? And she's like, yeah, really? Are you saying that we're going? And I'm like, heck yeah, I am. We're going. And so that was how I surprised her. But that's always been a problem that I had with that, because that video is absolute just
like the thing about it is like, again, when I watched their videos and all that, like the one time I actually saw like positive unity within the Fandom Menace. This is going to sound shocking, I know, but it's like apparently Anna had like a personal thing happen to where like her sister was missing.
She did,
and it unfortunately turned out really bad. But like that was like the one time I remember, like I was just like that this is the only time I've seen like positive unity in the Phantom Menace. Like they're actually all together, like praying with her that her sister's okay. Like even like I think I remember William Shatner even like retweeted to try to get as much like out there for it, like help her find her sister.
Yeah. And like I said, I have nothing personally against Anna. There's no reason why I would. There's no reason why I would. But watching that video about Galaxy's Edge, I will just tell anybody this. And I'm going to be straight up with you. If you like Star Wars, you'll find something that you love about Galaxy's Edge. Okay.
DL's right about this though.
I'm just saying, bless her soul. She's got to a point where I can't watch Anna's channel anymore. She's so negative about it. Look, and that's the thing, like, because they're all in the same thing. It's all Brie Larson. It's all wokeness. It's all, it's the same thing of every other Fandom Menace. I'm sorry. Are they Fandom Menace now? I mean, they share the exact same views, but they're not technically Fandom Menace anymore because they just decided they woke up one day and they're not. I don't know. Anyways, but that's a whole other subject. But yeah, no, it's crazy. Here we got Peter Rabbit's Defender with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Peter Rabbit's Defender. Says, what director's cut movie you guys would like to see next outside of Air Cut? Rogue One, Solo, a Lord and Miller cut, Dark Phoenix uncut, or the Fantastic Four movie by Josh Trank?
I'll tell you what. I would like to see Star Trek 4.
Yes, that's coming.
Yeah,
that's coming. That got announced, dude.
Wait, what?
I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything, but I would much rather watch Star Trek 4 than any of those.
Do you mean Star Trek 5?
No.
The Shatner cut of Star Trek 5?
No, I'm talking about the next Star Trek movie.
Oh, okay. All right. When you said 4, I thought you meant.
I thought you were talking about The Voyage Home. That they're that they got an anniversary.
There actually is a director's cut for that. Fantastic. Yes. I would like to see Leonard Nimoy's director's cut of Star Trek 4. But no, I'd also like to see the next Star Trek lined up for.
See, I always refer to the new one as Star Trek 14 because in my mind, Star Trek 4 is
true. Star Trek 4 is Star Trek 4.
Right.
Is that the one with the whales?
Yes.
I love that movie. Coming back to theaters next month. Just bought my ticket this morning. Fathom Events. It's going to be
whales.
Scotty. Thursday, August 19th.
Was it a re-release or release date?
It's one night only Fathom Events. They're all coming to 4K. They're getting a 4K release. So 1 through 4.
4. Are they? Okay. So is that I'm trying to find something here to be able to pop it up here on the
That's the one with nuclear vessels.
Yes.
Oh, I love that line. I love that line so much.
Yes, here it is. So see, Brian, you're getting your Star Trek in this episode,
well, that's
man.
like true double dumbass on me, man. That's
but the one Star Trek movie that everybody always wants a director's cut of is Star Trek 5 because Shatner shot this ending with the rock monster that never got made. So there's always been a call for a Star Trek 5 Shatner cut where you get to see the rock monster
release the Shat cut.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, honestly, speaking of William Shatner,
so what you're saying is they shat all over it.
If they could find a way to work William Shatner in with Chris Pine to where you can actually see the two of them on screen together for like maybe 30 seconds, it would make my life. It would make my heart warm.
We might as well jump in full Star Trek here with you, Brian. Because there's this, right? So the 4K release of Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. When is it coming out?
Well, Star Trek 1, 2, 3, and 4 are coming out on 4K in September in a box set.
Beautiful.
Which is a little weird because people are like, well, where's 5 and 6? Well, apparently...
But it's returning to theaters, though.
It's returning to theaters Fathom Events on Thursday the 19th. August 19th.
August 19th. I was like, I took the 19th off this month. I could go see that. Ooh. I'm gonna have to watch this in theaters.
So the films will be in theaters from August 19th to August 22nd.
I'm gonna see if I can try to wrangle up my uncle because he's the one that introduced me to Star Trek.
Wow, I need to go see that. No, Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home was like, I think it was the first. Dude, it was either that or 2. It was such a long time ago. I don't really remember which one was the first, and I watched them like back to back. But like, dude, Voyage Home I think was the first Star Trek movie that I ever watched.
I remember going to see Voyage Home The first Star Trek movie I ever watched was Wrath of Khan because I saw it on HBO. It was like on HBO, at one point, and I saw that, and that was really cool. But I remember going to see Part 4 in the theater. My grandma actually took me to see Part 4. I was 10 years old, and I remember getting a pamphlet that like had like all these like little pewter ships in it and stuff like that you could order and everything. And I remember just wanting those so bad, like after that, just to be able to play Star Trek and stuff. And it actually spawned me and my buddies. We used to play Star Trek.
I used
like,
to have
we
the
had
micro machines. I had the Pewter Series micro machines.
Yeah, we used to do this thing where literally we set up like my buddy had like a rotating chair, right? And so we set up this thing. We had like all these like little like video game computer parts and stuff like that we set up on a table, like it was like the bridge of the Enterprise, and we would take turns being the captain and we'd play out scenarios. I mean, of course, this was like us, like 10 years old, right? But it was funny because every time we would do this, the ship would get attacked. And we'd go flying around, we'd get knocked around and everything, and falling all over the room and stuff. And then, of course, we'd always get our medal or commendation at the end of playing. We all took turns to be. I'll never forget one time I had to go home. My grandma called and was like, you got to come home right now. And I was like, no, it's my turn to be the captain. Finally, I want to be the captain. And so,
we used to take our TV dinner trays and like consoles. And like our chairs would rock back and forth, and oh man,
I know,
good
man.
times.
Just good times. But
part of playing with an imagination.
So I'm gonna definitely have to check this. As far as Peter Rabbit Defender's question here, I would say, I mean, out of these,
the Schumacher cut.
Yeah, I want to see the Schumacher cut. But he didn't put that on here though. He didn't put that one on here though. Like honestly, Dark Phoenix. I don't care about seeing that movie ever again. Any kind of version of that movie.
I heard it was trash. Yeah,
I saw it once on an airplane.
Fan Four Stick, maybe. I'd like to see that. The original
cut. No, I saw it once and I'm good.
I mean, like before Fox took it over and redid the entire third act. That was what I made. Like to see like the entire intention of what that movie was supposed to be.
Here's the thing. I love the Ron Howard cut, but I would be curious to see what Lord and Miller were doing that was so off base that got them fired. I'd be kind of curious there.
Yeah, it's not because I really am interested in it and like really want to see it because I love Lord and Miller. Don't get me wrong. I love Lord and Miller. But man, I don't know. That's like, yeah, I'm curious. Like it's like a morbid curiosity. Joe.
Yeah, to see where they would have went with it. Yeah,
it's sort of like Superman Lives with Nicolas Cage. I didn't want it in the 90s, but my God, I wish I could see it now. It's one of those things where it's like, what would that have been? Like my God, you want to slip into that alternate universe. You want to slip into the alternate universe where it did get made and just watch it once.
I can tell you exactly what it would have been.
This is crack. Rock cocaine.
No, honestly, it'd probably be better for the Snyder fans. Think about it. That movie would have turned people off so much to Superman that like anything would have made people happy. So like, yeah, they'd have been like, Snyder's the best.
Same thing. So basically the same effect that the sequels had for the prequels. Got it.
Yeah. Boom. I haven't even seen Fox's New Mutants. I have not seen that movie yet.
I haven't seen it really good. Yet.
Yeah, I saw it the day it came out in the theater. It's not the best thing you're going to see all year, but it's pretty good.
I'm sorry. What did you say, RJ?
Oh, I said I haven't seen it either.
I heard good things though.
Yeah, and you know what, Rogue One. I'm happy with Rogue One the way it is. Rogue One is. I know that people just absolutely they fawn over themselves over Rogue One. I don't think that it's the greatest Star Wars movie, like some people act like it is. It's okay.
The way my uncle describes it is that it puts the war in Star Wars because like 99% of Star Wars is just the Jedi and the Sith. This shows like the actual war happening in real time.
Yeah.
That was like, and I'm like, so does Clone Wars and the Bad Batch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's true.
I mean, I like the movie. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like the movie. I think it's a great, piece there to put there. but like you said, I love the Ron Howard version of Solo. I don't think that I don't have this hatred for Solo that some people acted like they had, but I think too that like people are warming up to Solo every day.
Well, the thing is I remember back in the Fandom Menace days, because I remember they're joking about how like, it's going to be Ace Ventura and Solo. I remember the memes and everything. It was so stupid.
Here's the thing, though. Those Fandom Menace guys, they always kept complaining about the female leads. Like, the female leads. And what did they do? They boycotted the one movie that had a male lead.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Ironic.
Ain't that a bitch?
But yeah, so Brian, so we'll all have to. I'm gonna have to check into this Voyage Home thing because I love.
Yeah.
I love that.
So what's everybody doing August 19th through August 22nd?
Heck yeah.
That would be amazing.
Now here's something, Brian. We're gonna go full Star Trek before we move on to the next topics, because I saw this and I'm curious to get your thoughts on it. I love William Shatner. Okay. I love William, but man, sometimes I just feel like he gets into stuff that he probably just doesn't need.
Brother, man. Yes, I agree. So is his appearance in Star Trek Generations.
Wait, you actually agree with Shatner on this?
No.
I'm basically saying that that if he's gonna call that gratuitous, I call his death on the bridge of a planet, his death scene gratuitous. Let's call it that.
His
okay.
His definition of gratuitous is different than yours.
Yeah. So did you see this, Brian?
No, but it kind of gets me a little ruffled under
Right?
the feathers, because I was going to say, I would like to see Chris Pine and William Shatner on the same screen together. Now I don't. So, well, that fixes that.
Here's the thing too. I don't think that William Shatner should be talking about Leonard Nimoy's appearances in those movies about anything, because Leonard Nimoy is gone. Leonard Nimoy is past. You know what I mean? And I don't know. But apparently here he called his appearances in the new movies gratuitous. If I can get this thing to work. Computer's running as slow.
To be fair, though, we wouldn't have known that Into Darkness became Wrath of Khan without that Spock cameo.
Well, I mean, we all know, like, William Shatner, I suppose, is like a notorious a-hole. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, but so it says here, the Star Trek timeline is laid out for all to see in a new video posted on StarTrek.com. The video chronicles the events of the Star Trek universe from the Big Bang, visited by Star Trek Voyager crew in the episode Death Wish, through the destruction of Romulus in 2387, as revealed in Star Trek 2009. The video charts the place of every other major event between, covering all 7 Star Trek television series to date and all 13 movies. Now, that's kind of cool.
That is really cool.
That's very cool, including those that take place in the alternate Calvin timeline, Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond. Some of the milestone markers of the timeline include time travel trips to the past, such as Kirk, Spock, and McCoy's visit to 1930 in City on the Edge of Forever. Another is the eugenics war, a conflict caused by genetically engineered supermen like Khan Noonien Singh. The war lasted from 1992 to 1996. That always just makes me laugh.
In the 60s,
Oh, I know. The year 2000, in the year 2000. And according to the timeline, nearly plunged the planet Earth into a dark age. Warp drive is invented in 2063, so hopefully we're still around for that. But
way to go, Zephyrin Cochrane.
Exactly. But in 2151, the events of Star Trek Enterprise began taking place, blah, blah, blah. But I'm trying to get to it goes through the history. Here's the timeline of Trek. I mean, what this reminds me of is actually in Vegas when they had,
Star Trek The Experience. I never got to go.
I did.
That's where I had my first wedding to my ex-wife.
Oh, man.
I got married on the Enterprise.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well,
great wedding, terrible marriage.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, it's a good thing and a bad thing.
Did you boldly go where no man has gone before, or did they all beat you?
Oh, I'm sure a lot of men went there before.
Ouch.
I'm not even gonna try.
I probably shouldn't have either. But,
no.
Probably that week.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what?
Whoa, he snuck that
Damn.
one in, didn't he? So did she.
Damn, bro.
Dang, but no, dude. So I went there. The Star Trek experience in Vegas that was like the coolest thing ever. You guys can look. I invite you if you're a Star Trek fan and you haven't seen that. Check that out. Look up the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas, and you will see what it is. It literally beamed you aboard. I've talked to Robert Meyer Burnett, who actually worked on that project, and because I talked to him about how like it really felt like you were being beamed aboard the Enterprise. And I'm like, how the heck did they do it? And he explained to it when I interviewed the first time, I should say, that we had him.
They
here
shot
on the
wind
channel.
up your skirt. Woo.
Oh man, it was just so great. But I'll tell you what, it was a really cool experience. I encourage any of you guys to go check that out. What is
this was one of the menus from Quark's Bar at the Star Trek experience.
Oh yeah.
You could actually see.
Oh, you can actually recreate the drinks, right?
Look, the onion rings were called the Holy Rings of Beta Z.
Oh Lord.
Hoshisato's coconut shrimp, the saucer section. I'd
like Hoshisato's shrimp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
From the drink menu, I highly recommend the Warp Core Breach. It was really good.
You can actually make those. There's a Reddit that has the mixology ingredients for those. So like if you wanted to, you can go in and make it. Like, well, it's like I was kind of disappointed because they're like Romulan ale is freaking Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I bought a 6-pack of that for me and my buddy, and I bought him and his wife a bottle of the Klingon blood wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
oh, that kind of sucks because I can go to the quick store down here and get a 6-pack of Sierra Nevada and Sam drinking Romulan ale.
Is it blue?
No, it's beer.
Well, then it's not cool.
Did you?
Had some food coloring to it, but see, it had the actual label on it that said Romulan ale. So yeah.
I heard that the Romulan ale was Pabst Blue Ribbon, dyed blue.
Oh God.
Ew, it's even worse.
Well, look, there's a lot of people who like Pabst
Romulans
Blue
don't
Ribbon.
have taste.
I don't know, but so this was the timeline thing.
It was illegal.
They had a timeline thing at the time. They had a timeline thing at the time that literally took you like through aviation and all this stuff, and so that's what this reminds me of. But I'm trying to get to the point where they're talking about this thing.
I just was thinking, it's been a long road.
Such a weird song.
Yeah.
Great show, but
that was like turned me off. I was like, what is this?
By the way, we're in a golden age of Star Trek right now. I mean,
yeah,
Discovery is so fracking good. Lower Decks has been crazy entertaining.
I love
little
That's
tiny
the one
bit
I've been interested in. It looks really funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Season 2 is
who don't
promising.
like it. People who don't like Lower Decks, I'm sorry that you don't like it, but everything doesn't. You just can't take it seriously. Like everything doesn't have to be taken seriously or like treated like it's like canon or whatever.
What you mean? They never had fun in Star Trek? Like go on the holodeck and masquerade as other people and have fun,
dude. Man, if I had a holodeck, I'd probably never get off that holodeck.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate man cave.
I mean, dude, nobody would do anything if they had a holodeck, dude. Seriously. Because let's be honest, most 13-year-old boys would all be using it for one thing. But
oh god,
they make fun of that. They make fun of that. They make fun of that in Lower Decks. It's actually pretty funny.
I mean, but let's be real, right? Let's be real. If there was actually holodeck technology, I mean, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there with virtual stuff. I mean, so but I mean, that's what. My gosh! I mean, like something that looks, feels real. I mean, what was it? Oh, what that was?
Teach history.
Oh my gosh, that was of course, I love the Orville. I love the Orville, and they had a whole episode about that where what's his name? Who plays the Worf type character? It's been so long since the last season of that show. We're gonna all forget what happened by the time season 3 gets here on Hulu. You have to watch it all again, but it was a great show. It is a great show. It's still on. It's going to Hulu, but there's a whole episode where basically, but that's his whole thing. He's having orgies on the holodeck of that thing. You're right, Shiftygism.
They would be doing everything.
Nobody would do anything if they had a holodeck. No, Enosh, they would be doing everything.
Again, I think that'd be the perfect way to teach history. So here we are in the Spanish Inquisition.
I got a lot of problems with the
trying to figure
Orville.
out a way to how to have sex with people in the in the Spanish Inquisition.
This is what is known as a rack. But who wants to try it out?
Different rack, completely different rack.
So we are in 1300 London with the Europe with the Black Plague. Oh God.
Okay, so here's it says these comments echo a similar statement. Okay, yeah, okay, finally found it. Here it is.
There we
Hold on a
go.
second. Yeah, William Shatner wasn't impressed with the Star Trek reboot movie's use of Leonard Nimoy's Spock. J.J. Abrams directed 2009 Star Trek from a script by Alec Kurtzman. Billed as a reboot, the film's twist revealed that it took place in an alternate timeline created inadvertently by Nimoy's Spock, attempting to stop a supernova that would destroy Romulus. Spock ended up in the new timeline and met its version of Captain James D. Kirk, played by Chris Pine. Shatner did not appear in the film, but has praised Pine's performance. All the same, he feels like Nimoy's appearance didn't work for him. Well, I'm sorry.
Well, he's mad because he wasn't in it. All right, come on now. We all know William Shatner.
Well, William, you can always go and go on Priceline.com and take a trip to someplace. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Did they cut you out of that too?
That worked out really good, didn't it?
To be fair to Shatner, though, he is consistent. Like he did put his, he was offered a part in the 2009 movie. There was a scene where Spock was supposed to show Kirk a holographic birthday card that he sent him, and Shatner was supposed to come up and sing happy birthday, and Shatner read it and said, no, that I don't want to do this. There's nothing to that.
Well, that's the thing, is it wasn't big enough for him.
It's not singing Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Or a Restless theme song.
Would have been better if he did. Row, row, row your boat.
But here it says Leonard Nimoy was in. This is the quote. It says Leonard Nimoy was in some of those films, but it was totally gratuitous. Shatner tells Express. They just wanted to put Spock in there, and I didn't admire that. Shatner went on to clarify that he's not opposed to appearing in the Star Trek reboot timeline himself.
Yeah, shut up, William.
He just wants there to be a good reason for it.
Oh my God!
Where Kirk is the hero, and once again comes back to show a young Captain Kirk how it's done.
90 years old.
In the process, breaks his back.
Oh my gosh. He says here, Star Trek is a marvelous show. How it's lasted all these years, why it has all these iterations. I don't know, he says. I spend the time speculating why Star Trek has been and is so popular. In fact, nobody really knows. Nobody knows why Star Trek knows. I think plenty of people know why Star Trek's popular. Like it means something different to everybody. It's just something that people love. I mean, it's exciting.
Basically.
It's science fiction. It's true science fiction. Where it's this vision of the future where there's hope, where it's not like it's a utopian society. It's not like a post-apocalyptic thing that most kind of futuristic things are. It's one of hope where we solved the world's problems and we went out into the stars, and there's more problems to be found there because we thanks to Q, who introduced us to the Borg, but he says, so I would be delighted to be a part of Star Trek if it was something worthy.
If there needs to be a certain amount of zeros on that paycheck.
Yes, if they would come up with a way of putting a character I played in a movie where it functioned as a point in the movie and made the movie move along, I'd be delighted. These comments echo a similar statement he made in 2020. At the time, Shatner said, if they wrote it and it made it reasonable sense, then I'd love to revive Captain Kirk. I wouldn't do a series if the role was written properly and it wasn't a cameo or gratuitous. I mean, dude, come on. You're 90 years. He's almost 90 years old. Like, what do you think you're going to get besides a cameo?
I mean, I would rather see.
By the way, I love Shatner. I love Captain Kirk. But I mean, I'm wearing my Star Trek shirt here, guys. But come on, William? Like, what do you really think, Bill? What do you think you're going to get, man? Also, besides a cameo.
Also, his character died in 94. So it's like you can't even say, well, this is before he died because he looks significantly older.
Yeah. So he says here, being there just to show my face, I wouldn't do that. In 2019, Shatner seemed skeptical of the idea of resurrecting Kirk after his death in Star Trek Generations. That word resurrect, that's a key word, resurrect, he told comicbook.com. You'd have to resurrect me, Shatner, in order to do the daily. I don't know what Patrick is doing a series is debilitating. Oh, talking about Patrick Stewart, doing a series is debilitating for a young guy, for a 25-year-old, which I was doing when I was 25 years old. It's a physical wrecker, it's a mental wrecker, and it's a home wrecker because you're working 14, 18 hours a day. And in the last series I did, Boston Legal, I had in a rush hour a 2-hour commute. So add that. So no, I would not be interested in doing a series per se.
Can I just go ahead and say that I think Patrick Stewart's a better actor than Shatner?
Oh, yeah, hell of a lot more classy.
Yes, Sir Patrick Stewart is Sir Patrick Stewart.
What are you trying to say about my acting? I'm a fine actor. I just don't want to do another series. I don't want to be in traffic. The traffic gets on my last nerve. I would have to be resurrected. I don't want to just be a cameo. I want to be the star.
He actually contradicts himself in that. Like, you gotta love it. You love to see it.
Then there's Patrick Stewart. It's just like,
yeah, I'll do a whole series.
Dear vagina, you're great.
Well, they definitely helped him resurrect Picard. So I mean,
right?
So man,
I don't know.
That's just salty Shatner right there, man.
And he's just being bitter.
Oh man, and that's par for the course. He's been like that for years.
Oh yeah, my uncle said that when he went to a Star Trek con, he you have to pay double to get his autograph and take a photo with him more than the other cast members. And I'm like, that's just wrong.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, and they say his ego bleeds through in Star Trek V a lot. So
yeah, I mean, I met him. He was very nice to me when I met him at a convention, but.
Yeah, I had a good experience with him too, but the man's a legend.
Oh, of course. I mean, but I mean, it's the same thing as Yngwie Malmsteen talking bad about punk. It's like, dude, it's a different genre. Music has moved by you by now. Sorry, old man. Get over it.
Quit yelling at the clouds.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. That's honestly, that's kind of a lot of issues that I have with a lot of the older Star Trek fans. It's their inability to let go of the original series.
One of my pet peeves with Star Trek fans, especially the gatekeeper, Star Trek fans, is when they go, Star Trek has always taken modern day things and used the sci-fi tropes as an analogy for what we're doing today. And it's like, no, Star Trek does that a lot. That's not what they always do.
Yeah, that's not always.
There's comedic episodes, there's adventure episodes, there are morality plays. That's one of the things. But one of the beautiful things about Star Trek is it's very malleable and you can tell lots of different kinds of stories. The best movie or the most popular movie is Wrath of Khan. That's a straight up revenge story. It's
heck yeah.
The First Contact, it's basically space zombies. It's like you can tell many different kinds of stories. And the morality plays are part of it, but that's not all they ever did.
No, absolutely. And not only that, but some of the better episodes are ship in a bottle episodes, where it's they don't leave the ship. It's just, something happens on the Enterprise and they got to take care of it. Yeah. Or the holodeck breaks down while everybody's on it. Some of those episodes are my favorite.
Oh, those are great.
The Fistful of Datas.
I love Fistful of Datas.
That's one of my favorite episodes of The Next Generation. Every character in the holodeck is Data. It's oh my god, that's freaking amazing. And I like how they handled stuff like time travel with Time's Arrow Part 1 and 2, going back in time to San Francisco, where those are the ones that when I go to San Francisco, I'm yeah, I'm gonna watch that. Star Trek 4,
I always love the Ferengi episodes, like Little Green Men, when Quark crashed in Roswell.
Prophet and Lace, with anything with Quark and Rom's mom. I mean, Moogie was just, oh man, if you haven't watched Star Trek Deep Space Nine, the Ferengi episodes, you are totally missing out. I'm just saying,
The Magnificent Ferengi is one of my favorites. The Magnificent Ferengi, was that the one that had Iggy Pop as a Vorta?
Iggy Pop was a Vorta. Oh man, that was his second appearance as a Vorta. He got captured in the first one that he was in, but the second one, it was oh my gosh. But yeah, it was a prisoner exchange with Quark and Rom's mom. Oh man, sorry. We'll get to Mandalorian. My apologies.
No, that's fine.
I just wanted to say, as far as my thoughts on all of this, I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan. I haven't seen a lot of Star Trek, but I do love it. And like you said, Enosh, like people love Star Trek for different reasons. The reason I love it is because it is sci-fi, but there is the small possibility that science fiction can become reality. And I love when science fiction can do that because it gives the right type of hope instead of that false hope that certain people love to.
Well, that's why I love First Contact so much. It's like you get to see the humanity come out of the ashes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's like the most important part of First Contact. It's like
I think that might be my favorite. I've seen all the like original movies and the Next Generation movies, and I think First Contact is my favorite out of all of the classic movies.
Mm-hmm. I don't think RJ likes Star Trek.
I like Star Trek enough. I mean, it's okay. It's just like not my favorite thing.
It's just not Spider-Man.
RJ's sitting behind his avatar. RJ's sitting behind his avatar there going, hey, you know, Enosh, you actually have 3 Marvel stories. Can we get to those Marvel stories, please?
No. It's fine. It's been a great conversation.
I'm teasing you, man.
I do find it interesting that Star Trek was in sort of the same situation that Star Wars is in, but for different reasons. So it was like all streaming shows. Or I just think that's interesting.
Yeah. It is interesting. Real quick, though, because I do want to get to those Marvel things. So did you guys see this? The Mandalorian is getting a bonus gallery episode in which they're going to talk about, they're going to show off how they pulled off bringing Luke Skywalker into season 2. So I'm wondering, RJ,
I can't wait.
I'm wondering, RJ, is this going to be where they show how Favreau and Filoni hid this idea from Kathleen Kennedy for months and did not tell her that it was actually that they were actually doing this? What do you think, RJ?
Of course, that's what's going to happen.
I'm looking forward to this most of
everything.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this most of all because this should be what confirms both Mike Zero and Doomcock.
It's not going to work. They've got an answer for everything though, because they're going to be like, oh, she had to go on there and pretend she knew about it, so she wasn't a disgraced. When they got an answer for everything.
It's like I'm not wrong. Buy the plushie.
Won't it be hilarious though if they don't talk to Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni at all? It's just Kathleen Kennedy saying it was my idea. I wanted this to happen.
Oh. Oh, she's like, so I went to John and Dave and I said, hey, what do you guys think if we brought Luke Skywalker into this?
But then they're going to do the thing. Because you've seen them do this. They're going to do the thing. They go, look at the way Jon Favreau's looking at her. In his eyes, you can tell he really hates her.
So angry.
He's pulling the Randy Savage logic by looking at those eyes.
Guys, I'm going to have to bail out. I got to get to bed, but I couldn't resist Star Trek talk, so I had to.
Heck yeah, buddy. Heck yeah, man. Well, it's good to have you here, Joe. Tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Megapodtastic, megapodtastic.com, Megapodtastic on YouTube, and wherever. The Megapodtastic podcast comes out every Friday. So if you want to listen to the audio podcast on Fridays, whatever your podcatcher is.
There you go. All right, bud. Well, hey, thanks for being here tonight, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Everybody live long and prosper. Where's the camera? There we go.
There you go. Yes, sir. I will agree with everybody on Insurrection though. I have a hard time with that movie. I feel like it's like a bad episode.
It was Michael Pillar's love letter, basically, and rest in peace, Michael Pillar. He was,
and that the skin stretching thing is just weird to me. And
it had an Academy Award winner, F. Murray Abrams.
I know, but it's just there's something weird about it. But I don't know, RJ. Do you think though? Are you looking forward to seeing how they brought Luke Skywalker to the screen again?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I'm wondering though why it took them so long to talk about this, because they did the Disney Gallery for season 2, but they didn't talk about this at all. Like they're saving for an entirely different documentary special, which I kind of find interesting because I think Mark Hamill, they said, is going to be part of it. So that'd be cool to see.
That was great. Like I Return of the Jedi was on TV yesterday, and like it's been years since I actually watched the original trilogy, but like seeing Luke on screen, I just got like super happy again. I was just like, oh my god.
See, man, you know what you need to do? Metaverse, you need to go to our Twitch and you need to look up where we watch the original trilogy, the unspecialized edition of the original trilogy. We just did this like a couple of months ago, RJ?
Yeah, about a month and a half ago, I think.
Yeah. We watched all three. We took a Saturday and we just did a huge watch party on Twitch, and we watched all three movies.
And now I own a Blu-ray copy of it now, thanks to Zodwriter. So
there you go.
There you go. Of the unspecial edition.
The unspecial edition. Yes, the original cuts, man.
Yes, that's the one that. Okay, to answer that question of the original cuts, like I want the original trilogy on like the theater cut to be released. That's something I desperately want, because I think I've said this on here before. The Jabba Palace scene with that crazy alien singing, nightmare fuel for me as a kid. It's because she jump scares the screen. She jump scares the screen off the right corner. It scared the crap out of me as a kid.
My lips go.
I just don't know why that was a thing. Why was George like, no, this is how it needed to be?
Well, listen, I mean, there's certain idols now in Hollywood that mimic that style. So George Lucas was ahead of his time. I'm not going to call out names specifically, but
it was just bad. It was just bad, and I don't know why George thought that was what needed to be in that movie, but I don't know. I don't know. It just.
Well, sometimes you take too many pilly gimmicks, and then you think to yourself, "What was I thinking?"
Is that before you put on the mask?
That's before.
The mask changes you.
There you
was
go.
That before you put on the mask?
No one cared. No one cared who I was until I put on the mask.
Exactly. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Like I guess what I'm looking forward to most though is to finally hear how from the horse's mouth itself how Doomcock and Mike Zero are absolutely wrong, and Kathleen Kennedy was aware of Luke Skywalker. I mean, she's only president of the company and all, but okay. So the next thing we'll start to get into these Marvel things here. So,
well, as we all know, Kathleen Kennedy ruined everything. So,
well, she did. She absolutely did. I'm sorry. What?
Somebody was echoing.
I find this headline interesting.
It sounds like we're in a airplane hangar.
It might be my air conditioner. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
It's like 115. So hold on. Let me.
No, I hear you, man. It's hot as hell.
Did it go away?
A little bit. Yeah, it's better. It's definitely better. Yeah, it's definitely better. So James Gunn comes out and says, "Hey, superhero films are mostly boring now." Ahead of its release in a few weeks, filmmaker James Gunn has been out talking up the Suicide Squad and its spin-off series Peacemaker, starring RJ's favorite John Cena.
It sounds like he's really talking it up.
He's really talking it up here
with statements like that.
I mean, let's be honest, James. You're guilty of making at least one of those boring superhero movies.
Which one?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
And it was so boring that Marvel decided to copy the formula for every film moving forward.
Yeah, kind of. That's what I mean. Look,
I'm in the minority. I'd like 2 better than 1.
Ooh, really?
I love them both. I think 2 has a better story and a better villain, though.
It kind of tells sort of almost the same story. There's just different beats in throughout the film, but it's kind of the same.
Flatter jokes.
You said there's flatter jokes?
Yeah. Guardians of 2.0 was basically a diet version of the original without any, like I said, it just went to the well too many times.
Yeah.
It just didn't stick the second time around.
It just didn't work. It just didn't work for me. I mean, if I had to summarize what I don't want to be harsh. I'm doing this more for comedic effect because I don't think it's horrible, but there were parts of it that really did.
Now let me tell you something now here, Enosh. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Big Hoss likes him some comic book movies.
Okay.
When I saw the introduction to Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2, it reminded me of when I was young and I went to that first ELO concert. I said to myself, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why. with Baby Groot making it count. Cinematic masterpiece. I don't understand why he said it's boring. Because I know.
Does your butthole itch? Does it?
I was gonna say, well, technically, you could argue Guardians of the Galaxy is technically not a traditional superhero movie, though. You could argue it's a sci-fi. It's a sci-fi space opera. Technically, if you want to get technical.
No, I mean it's a superhero movie. Guardians of the Galaxy are superheroes.
I mean, it's associated with a superhero universe.
Yeah, I mean, are we going to get technical here?
Nerds.
The funnier clip from that is actually when he finds all of his nerd stuff in his closet.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen too much of that show, but yeah, like
Cherie is like, I just now noticed Brian's mask.
I thought Cherie was asleep
because of the background.
That's awesome.
Now
I moved my desk around too. So
are you happy now? You're gonna give Cherie nightmares.
I was afraid I was gonna come in like the Shockmaster, dude. Totally screw it all up. Like,
oh Lord, with a glowing or glittering
stormtrooper helmet.
I want to create a headcanon where the Shockmaster is like Doomcock's better like brother or something. Like he's just the more popular. He's just the favorite of the family.
No, Cherie says now I'm gonna have nightmares.
You're gonna give Cherie nightmares.
Oh, you're welcome.
Just imagine this good-looking guy coming to bed every night. Hey, baby, let's go to the mat.
It's all crooked.
See, Cherie, I am not a what you call me earlier, a cynic.
This is correct.
Hey, Brian, if we ever get together, man, I've got a mask similar to that, but I've got the one from oh, what was the movie?
Nacho Libre?
Yeah, I got the Nacho Libre one. Yeah,
nice.
And actually, I've got a Sin Cara one as well.
Oh, nice. No, I was actually trying for Mr. America, the Hulk Hogan gimmick.
Oh yeah. You
know, he was away, but he was away.
Cherie's like, no, Brian ain't coming to bed with that mask on. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. Have you ever had a top elbow from Big Hoss?
Oh no! Hey, baby, let's take it to the ropes. I'm gonna throw you into the ropes. Go to the top rope, baby.
I'm gonna give this wokeness the smackdown it duly deserves.
Pound it.
Give a whole new meaning to going to the SmackDown hotel.
Like, baby, I'll be right there. I'm on my bike. I'm on my way home.
It's just like coming off the top rope, top ring of the cage at Madison Square Garden, 1972. Still hurts the back. Oh.
I'm surprised you weren't crippled because that's when they still had like old boxing rings as their rings.
I'm telling you, superstar Billy Graham got the better of the Big Hoss, but not next time. Not next time. Let me tell you.
All right, so he says here, it says, while Gunn had strong success with several cult films like Slither and Super, he really broke through with Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy and its sequel. He'll soon begin filming the third entry in that series later this year. Needless to say, not only does he have plenty of experience with directing superhero films, he's directed, 3? Right?
Guardians
1,
2, Suicide Squad.
Yeah. He's also a very big fan of the genre. Sounds like it if they're all boring. He's a very big fan of the genre.
Huge fan.
Apparently,
huge fan. But if that's a fan, I don't want to see someone who doesn't like him.
Apparently, his the comic books he got inspired for Suicide Squad was the New 52 run. Apparently,
she says that was really pounding it. That's what he said.
That explains it right there.
Bradley says, "Hey baby, I got a fake chair I can throw at you, some ropes to swing on, diggity down."
We're going to be back in the same situation here soon.
Every Saturday night in my bedroom.
Cherie, I got some stories to tell you. If you want to,
because I'm going to get blamed again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry we make the show too good. I'm sorry.
We're sorry that the quality of the show is what matters to us.
Yes. Sorry. We're giving you something to watch that we're making it fun for you. All right. All right, so yeah, we know Loki's coming on. We got RJ at the back. He truly is that Marvel fan. He's like, hey, you guys need to get to the story.
I gotta
No,
work in the
no,
morning
no, no,
too,
no.
so.
Yeah, I
He's like,
actually need the support on one of these. So
all right. So let's get this. So it says, needless to say, he has plenty of experience with direct superhero films. He's also a very big fan of the genre. He's also quite honest with his opinions. And while speaking to SFX magazine via Screen Rant recently, he fairly bluntly discussed the state of superhero films in recent years. Turns out he's not a big fan of the homogenous feel to them. Yet he keeps working for Marvel. Okay.
That is really rich coming from somebody that works for Marvel.
Right. Okay. So here's the quote. He says, "They're mostly boring to me right now." He laughs. I love them at the beginning, and there are still people trying to do different things with them. I don't know, maybe like maybe little Zack Snyder. I don't know. So it's not 100% rule, but a lot of them are boring. That shouldn't be a problem for. He says that shouldn't be a problem for Suicide Squad or Peacemaker. Sure. Yep. With Gunn happy to speak at length recently about the essentially absolute freedom he had. He needs to shut up with that because it's pissing people off every time he turns around. So,
is he supposed to lie about it though? I mean,
no, but
people ask him. I mean, what he's gonna say?
But RJ, I gotta ask you. So, like, when you see the trailer, like, because look, I'm excited about Suicide Squad. I'm gonna go see Suicide Squad. I want to see it. But that whole line of there, from the beautiful mind of James Gunn. Really?
It's over the top. Yeah, it's
marketing fluff. I mean, I'm not like digging it, but it's marketing fluff for trailers.
I don't understand. Like, is that really like? Are people really that much into James Gunn as a person?
I think somewhat. I think he's become somewhat of a name.
He's a very nice person.
Him.
He is I got to meet him through some of the stuff we did with Trauma. Early, he's a very, very, very nice person. I mean, you really don't have a hard time rooting for the guy and rooting for his work. It's just that his work just doesn't click with me on all bases. Some of the stuff I really like. I really like Guardians of the Galaxy, but Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 was a waste of time for me. I really like some of his other movies, some of the things he's written, but he's not one of those directors where it's like, say if it's Denis Villeneuve, I'm going to see everything he does.
Yeah,
I'm going to go see Dune, something I have no use for because he's directing it. I don't feel that way about James Gunn. James Gunn's is not going to be, it's a James Gunn movie. Just count me in.
Yeah,
no, I'm going to have to see it. I'm going to have to give it a shot. Like we're promoting Suicide Squad. We're getting our screening done. I'm going to do a live stream. I'm hoping you're streaming then, so I can actually stream from the actual, because we're doing a big thing for it. So we'll be streaming from there, and I want to do it right through your lounge. So. So we're starting to ramp up. I really think it's late in the game, but we're gonna do everything we can. It looks like a fun movie. I mean, Starro's in it. It just looks like it's fun.
Cherie.
But like I said,
you're not leaving, Cherie.
You can never leave.
You can never leave. You check in, but you can't check out. It's called
Hotel
5 Hour
California.
Energy. Cherie, yeah.
It's a win-win.
It's Hotel California, right? It's called a 5 Hour Energy. And just get a rock star, and you'll be good. That you can live vicariously the way I live.
Don't do the rock star. I don't like rock star.
I just like the rock star recovery because there's no fizz to it. It's more like a Gatorade, but it's got a little bit of pep to it. Cherie, you know what I'm talking about. 5 Hour Energy.
It's got a little bit of bubbly.
If it doesn't give you a heart attack, it'll keep you awake.
Oh, did she actually lock off?
It's called methamphetamine.
Oh, no, she didn't. No, she's still here.
She's like, I'm never leaving. It's like, what's the hotel in The Shining?
Oh, the Stanley.
Yeah, the Stanley.
I've been there.
You were here all along, Cherie.
Hotel California.
You were here all along.
Stanley Hotel is actually kind of awesome. That is awesome. What's not awesome is them having a picture of Jack Nicholson from The Shining in the men's bathroom, because that'll do the job right there. That was terrifying opening the stall to just see that face.
It'll do it. That'll do it too.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm excited about seeing Suicide Squad, which I know people want to hate on me for that, just because I'm excited for a DC movie. Do I think it's the greatest? Do I want to see the Ayer cut? Absolutely. Do I support David Ayer? Absolutely. it doesn't mean that I can't like another property that comes out,
Well, even David Ayer has been supportive of James Gunn too. They've been
Yeah.
supportive of each other.
And here's the thing. And here's the thing. Like I've seen some people say, well, David Ayer should have done the sequel. Not every director does the sequel to the movie that they do. You know what I mean? I get it. Some of them do.
George
right?
Lucas didn't direct Empire Strikes Back
or Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. There's some people who are doing this, that they're kind of taking these franchises and doing that, and that's fine. But it's not something that has to be. And so I'm gonna go see Suicide Squad. And I'm not gonna make any bones about it. And if it's bad, I'll say it's bad.
When the trailer came
people
out,
think by not supporting it, they're getting back at current DC management.
It's
They're
not going
gone.
to do anything. Yeah.
They're gone. They're leaving. You are striking at a ghost that is not going to.
You're
be
shadow
in existence.
boxing.
Yeah, within a year from now, these guys are going to be other places. So you're not hurting them. And to be honest with you, the James Gunn situation is going to change because remember they bought him in, and I think that's their mistake, giving him free reign to do everything. That's a Warner Brothers current mistake. But the new regime may not feel that way. They may still like him, but I don't think he's going to be having free reign to, we're going to be able to kill every character you want to. There's no way in hell they're going to let that happen. The Warner Brothers was so desperate just to have a Marvel name that they gave him a lot of rope. That's not his fault though. And Suicide Squad may be a great movie. It's just that the current management has done nothing to get me excited about this movie. They've done nothing to get me excited about any of their movies. And these movies may be masterpieces. I don't care about the Batman at this point, and I should. I don't care about the Flash at this point as much as I should to, but I should. And we have this movie coming out that should be the springboard to any kind of excitement that I'm going to have within the next 18 months, but it's not. It's a bunch of puzzle pieces that you're showing me. Here's a corner piece. Here's a piece that might fit in the middle, and we're just going to wait for the rest about a month before. That's horrible management.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Proby, you're absolutely right. I'm going to judge the movie based on the movie, right? I'm not going to get into who made it or whatever things like that. I'm going to go and I'm going to watch the movie,
Yeah, pretty much.
Like for me, like I'm not the biggest James Gunn fan, but like when I remember everyone asked like, what'd you think of the Suicide Squad trailer? I was like, it's a James Gunn film. It literally felt like a Guardians trailer.
That's accurate.
It felt like a Guardians film because like all right, you have the first character showing his face, and then you have some retro song playing in the background, and I'm like, does this sound familiar? And they're like, wait a minute. I'm like, yeah, hold on, it gets better. There's a shot of all of them coming together, and I'm like, they're like, oh god, but this is just a Guardians trailer, and I went,
play and add Starro. You can literally play both of those trailers.
That is one thing I will admire about Gunn though, is that he takes the most obscure, weirdest villains, and god darn it, I love that. I do love that about his films.
I'm actually interested in Polka Dot Man. Get out of here with that. I'm actually interested in Polka Dot Man.
Ratcatcher's hot, though. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, like, I can't wait because apparently there might be 2 Ratcatchers. But yeah, like, I just think that, again, like, what Gunn does best is taking obscure characters and making them well known. But
except for Starro's not obscure though.
No, well, I mean, to some of the normies he is, but like
to some people, yeah.
But like Starro, like I love Starro personally. I love the whole invasion of mindset.
Yeah, 187. I'm right there with you. I didn't really even know who James Gunn was.
Same.
I heard of Slither before you joined.
I heard of Slither, but I never saw it. Well, so it's interesting because we go from that, right? So we go from hey, there, he thinks most, things are boring.
Let me address something in the chat room.
To this. Waititi promises new Thor is bonkers.
Last one was too.
No, thank you.
That scares me.
I cannot wait this movie because I absolutely loved Ragnarok, so bring it on, man.
Well, okay, but hold on though. But have you heard what he said though about this in Ragnarok though? Let's read this because Taika Waititi says here, he says after hitting a home run with 2017's Thor Ragnarok, filmmaker Taika Waititi returns to the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Thor: Love and Thunder, which completed filming the other month in Sydney, Australia. Speaking with Empire recently, the New Zealand director of the likes of Hunt for the Wilder People and What Do We Do in the Shadows, or What We Do in the Shadows, says any restraints he had on his previous Thor film have come off.
Oh no.
The result is an absolutely, quote, bonkers movie that even he can't believe he gets to make.
No.
He says, I've done some crazy crap in my life. I've lived like 10 lifetimes, but it's the craziest film I've ever done. If you wrote down all the elements of this film, it shouldn't make sense. It's almost like it shouldn't be made. If you walked into a room and said, I want this and this and this, who's in it? These people. What are you going to call it? Love and Thunder? I mean, you'd never work again. Maybe I won't after this. Then asked to compare it to his last Thor outing, he claims it is very different from Thor Ragnarok and goes on to say, it's crazier. I'll tell you what's different. There'll be far more emotion in this film and a lot more love and a lot more thunder and a lot more Thor if you've seen the photos.
It sounds like he's working
I doubt
us.
that. Press X to doubt. I doubt that.
It's Taika Waititi. He's always like that.
Yeah, but
he's joking.
Okay, but I'll be honest with you.
I'm terrified.
Like hearing that with him talking about like it's almost like it shouldn't be made. Like with all the things that are in it, it's just bonkers. Like this is the problem that I'm having with Thor, and I've told you guys this like of how like I really feel that they messed up Thor. Those first two Thor movies, at least he acted like Thor. The second Thor movie, I'm not big on that. You know, I'm not big on the movie as a whole. But that first Thor movie, at least he acts like Thor. The second Thor movie, at least he acts like Thor. I even like Ragnarok. There's a lot of Ragnarok that I really enjoy because look, Loki's my favorite character. So I'm seeing Loki in there, and there's a lot of stuff about Ragnarok that I like. But I don't appreciate what they've done to Thor in the Avengers movies and other movies, just making him kind of a joke. And now you're literally using the word bonkers.
Yeah,
What?
I'm 100% with you, Enosh. I have the same
Look,
problem.
and I can see the movie and it could be great. I don't know. But, does that not worry you guys a little bit?
It worries me absolutely zero. I'll
I
put
have
it that
zero
way.
expectations for the movie, so it doesn't worry me at all. I expected it. After Ragnarok, I expect the Muppets. I expect Pee Wee Herman to come riding in on his bike. I expect everything.
Everything. Clown
There's
cars.
nothing
You name it.
If he's not going to take it seriously, I'm not going to. And I like Taika Waititi. I think he's one of the most imaginative directors out there. His Thor stuff just lets me down. That's
I just don't think that's to me it's just a weird tone to be going for.
I mean, he did say this in a very he was kind of trolling, but he did say, I will screw up I will F up your mythology, basically. I'll ruin it. And I'm just like,
oh yeah, because people were giving him a hard time with the Star Wars movie. He says, yeah, I'm gonna ruin your childhoods, don't worry. Like he's a troll. He likes to joke around.
Yeah.
I'm with Enosh though. Like I'm of the same opinion. Like I think that the first Thor movie is the best Thor movie so far. I do have my criticisms of Dark World, but it still feels like a Thor movie. He is a very Shakespearean character. And I know they made fun of it in Avengers, like, doth mother know you weareth her drapes, but that's how he is as a character. And I liked the visuals of Ragnarok. It's very inspired by Jack Kirby, and I love that. He even said it's inspired by Kirby. I love that. But yeah, all of my problems with Thor and Endgame, stem from Ragnarok and how he has to learn the same lesson twice. That irritates me. They demasculated, in my opinion, him and they demasculated Banner in Endgame. They demasculated two of my favorite superheroes.
I mean, I don't see that the same way, but I mean,
the character that they developed in the MCU as far as Thor goes is weak on his own. I love him in the Avengers. I think he fits perfectly with them, but on his own, they basically have to flood his movie with distractions to get you to keep you with your eye on the ball. I mean, who's not in Ragnarok? Who's not going to be in Love and Thunder?
And I'm like, I'm probably gonna be in the minority here. I did not care for the Jane Foster run of Thor. I did not care for it. So now that's gonna be like and Natalie Portman. I'm saying this is a prequel fan. I don't think she's the best actress out there, and I also kind of hold I'd say 1% resentment to the fact that she thought these movies were beneath her and her acumen as an actress.
Yep.
And then when she couldn't get any work, she immediately came back to be Jane Foster Thor.
Because Taika again pitched the idea to her and told her what his plans were. She's like, okay, I'll do it.
She did the same thing with Star Wars too, though.
Because she gets to become Thor.
Yeah, she gets to become the main actress. That's what I'm saying, though.
There's the thing, though. There's the cancer storyline that they're not shying away from, too.
I know.
There's aspects of that are really good. That can be a great story. I mean, he's talking about being a more emotional movie, which I think fits with that storyline, too. So,
hey, guys, I gotta... I don't mean to interrupt. I gotta go. My nephew's tearing up my shelving. As you can see, stuff's moving, so I gotta go.
What are you talking about, Big Huzz? I thought you were gonna come in here and you were gonna give us a good time and you were gonna put us in our place, and now all of a sudden you're letting a little kid dictate.
I'm bringing kayfabe. Sorry,
it was what? No, Brian, you can't
unmask myself on air.
Brian, what are you doing, man?
No one.
It was me all along.
Unmasking match.
Vince is gonna be pissed.
I didn't know it was Brian.
That's
it was
right.
Brian.
Yeah, all along.
Oh, son of a!
No, I finally got a nerd shelf though. Honestly, it's kind of cool. I can show it to you really quick. Too. Yeah, see, I did have my Kylo Ren helmet right here.
But he took that off.
But the nephew walked away from it. Say hi, Alex.
Hey. Aww.
Say hi.
Aww. It's the Brian and Alex show. We'll just turn it all over to you guys.
There you go.
That actually does sound like a good show name.
Super.
But yeah, no. But no, I gotta go. I have work in the morning.
All right.
I took a promotion
we only
at work.
got one thing left, anyways. Well, hey, that's awesome. Congratulations,
yeah, absolutely.
sir.
I'll be working more mornings though, unfortunately. So probably seeing a little bit less of me every now and then.
I'll make some earlier streams. We'll have to do some earlier streams. There you go.
There we go. All right, guys, take it easy.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Hi, man.
See you, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not mad at it. It feels weird to me. When, like you said, I look at Thor as more like you put a great metaverse, like a more Shakespearean type of thing, and when you start telling me that it's just bonkers for this, for the sake of being bonkers,
lols for the sake of lols does not make a good story.
Well, that's what people liked about Ragnarok, though. That it did take the Thor character in a new direction, because what was going on before at Dark World was not working. They needed to go in a different direction, and it was successful. People liked it.
That was the script's fault, though. That wasn't how it was the script and how the plot was developed.
No, I agree, but I think they realized that
I'm not even I'm Thor is up there with some of my favorite characters, but he's not my favorite. But I understand, and I'm not saying people don't understand this character. God, I don't want to be that person, but it just feels like I said, he's a Shakespearean character. He's going to be very dramatic and everything. That's how his stories are told, and that magic, for lack of a better word, is now gone from the films. At first, I loved Ragnarok, but the more I kept thinking about it, and the more that I had problems with how they were in Endgame, and they stem from Ragnarok, I was like, I don't like this film as much as I used to now.
Wow, Dork Knight here, 23. This I think is a testament to how movies can affect us, in different ways and encourage us and stuff. Says, can I just say that Thor's story and Endgame really helped me with my depression after going through my miscarriage. So it really hit me hard, made me feel worthy when I was at my lowest. So yeah, I mean, things can definitely, encourage people and bring joy to people. I'm just curious how it scares me. It just scares me a little bit to hear the word bonkers.
Here's the thing, though. I'm just gonna wait for the trailer and see what it looks like. If it looks like it's going too far, then I'll know, judge on the trailer. But like I said, Taika likes to troll in these interviews, so I had to take everything he says with a grain of salt anyway. But it's they are going more in the direction that they wanted to anyway. So I don't know. I don't know.
God.
So here we go.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Main event. Ding, ding, ding. The main event, ladies and gentlemen. You wanted it. So the other night we had a whole discussion. Wasn't even on the docket.
God.
And it ended up becoming an interesting thing between RJ and William talking about the future of Spider-Man in the MCU and how he relates to Venom. And so I will set the stage for you, and then I may go pop some popcorn.
No, it's not even that. There's nothing new in this article. There's nothing new in this article.
Venom versus Spider-Man. Kevin Feige won't rule it out. Venom and Spider-Man could happen anytime, says Marvel boss Kevin Feige.
It's not up to him.
Audiences may one day see the two Toms, Holland and Hardy, come face to face in a Venom versus Spider-Man movie, says Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige. During a recent interview, Feige responded to the idea of the Sony and Marvel worlds colliding, saying simply that he wouldn't rule anything out on a potential crossover. I don't want to talk about rumors or speculation on what could happen or couldn't happen as it relates to characters Marvel Studio hasn't brought to the screen yet. But I will say what I've always said, having been at Marvel Studios for 20 years, I wouldn't dismiss anything. I wouldn't rule anything out. While his comments are a long way from confirming anything, the very fact that Kevin Feige does not rule anything out is exciting enough, and surely Venom can only be kept away from Spider-Man for so long. Feige went on to say that a lot of the rumors fans have seen online could well be things that come to pass eventually. When and how and where remains to be seen. Any rumor you read online could happen anytime between tomorrow and never. Kevin Feige's comments do in fact go promisingly well with recent comments made by Sony Motion Pictures Group President Sanford Panich, who even suggested that a plan is already in place for Venom and Spider-Man to meet on the big screen. There actually is a plan. I think now maybe it's getting a little more clear for people who where we're headed, and I think when No Way Home comes out, even more will be revealed, Panich revealed. The great thing is we have this very excellent relationship with Kevin. There's an incredible sandbox there to play with. We want those MCU movies to be absolutely huge because that's great for us and our Marvel characters, and I think that's the same thing on their side. But we have a great relationship. There's lots of opportunities, I think, that are going to happen. While little is currently known about certain elements of the plot of Spider-Man No Way Home, we do know that Benedict Cumberbatch will return as the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, and that he will join Tom Holland's Peter Parker on his latest adventure. The character is said to be taking on the mentor role previously held by Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark, with the movie looking more and more likely to be following on from the upcoming Doctor Strange sequel, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of
Dr.
Madness.
Strange Jr. instead of Iron Man Jr.
And throwing Peter Parker and his chums into the multiverse. Opening up the MCU to the multiverse would certainly be the easiest way to bring Tom Hardy's Venom into the fray. For now, Venom has more than enough to deal with. Upcoming sequel Venom, Let There Be Carnage, finds Tom Hardy reprising the role of Eddie Brock, an investigative journalist who is the host of Alien Symbiote, giving him the violent alter ego of Venom, also played by Hardy. Picking up a year after the first movie, Eddie Brock struggles to adjust to life as the host of the Alien Symbiote, Venom, which grants him superhuman abilities in order to be a lethal vigilante. Brock attempts to reignite his career by interviewing serial killer Cletus Cassidy, who becomes the host of the symbiote Carnage and escapes prison after a failed execution. Venom Let There Be Carnage is scheduled to be theatrically released on September 24th, my birthday, with Spider-Man No Way Home web-slinging into theaters on December 17th. So, gentlemen.
I will say this to get it started. I actually agree with William. This article tells us absolutely nothing. It is a classic Kevin Feige quote where he goes, maybe someday, maybe something will happen. I don't know. It's a very cryptic way of saying the future's not set in stone. I have no clue what's happening.
And he's talking about things he has no decision over. That's the part I love about it. He has no decision over either of those characters currently. He has to get approval from Sony for any of that stuff. So for him to even make that kind of conjecture,
But William, what have I been telling you about Sony though? In that paragraph, the Sony guy said, "We are watching what
3 weeks ago. Nothing is that they took an old quote, and that quote he said tells me that they're taking their character back.
No.
Now, first of all, hold on.
That quote's the
Nobody
entire
in their right mind, if you're at Sony, unless you want to be working with me on my low-level job, nobody in their right mind is going to commit to anything until they see how Carnage does in the theaters.
Hold on.
Nobody.
Whoa. Hold on a second. I need to ask a question here real quick. Andrew, I'm trying to remember if Andrew's a mod. Are you saying that you? No.
No,
I don't see a little wrench next to his name.
Okay. First of all, let's calm down about the Tobey Maguire thing. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Like seriously,
every
time, dude. Yeah. Like first of all, I just want to make sure that that nobody's getting blocked here. First of all,
block RJ? No, I'm just kidding.
I just want to make sure nobody's getting blocked here because look, I'm fine with that. Okay, so you blocked him on YouTube. Okay, so here's the thing though. Let's chill with the Tobey Maguire thing. Like some people like Tobey Maguire, some people don't like Tobey Maguire. It's okay. It really is okay. I mean, look, there's some people who go as far. I literally saw an article the other day, somebody trying to compare Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man with Christopher Reeve's Superman at level. To me, it's not that. To me, I was just talking with Landon, my son, the other day. I really feel that so far, everybody who's played Spider-Man is kind of all on the same level. They've all played different versions of the character. There's no one huge standout to me. But I hope you don't block me just because I'm not in love with Tobey Maguire. I love Tobey Maguire. I do love Tobey Maguire.
2002, I really loved him.
Yeah, the Spider-Man 2 was amazing, amazing movie.
Yeah, next year it'll be 20. Oh my God!
But let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. And like I said, so far, as far as Spider-Man go, I look at Tobey Maguire. He was that first one that we saw in there, but there's a lot of things about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man that I feel fall flat a little bit. He's very even when they weren't portraying him kind of emo, he was kind of emo and really emotional, right? And everything was kind of pining for MJ, kind of like they do like on the Flash TV show where like the Flash is like pining for Iris, and everything is just like, oh, but that's fine. I love that version of Spider-Man. I think it's absolutely great. Andrew Garfield. I don't believe Andrew Garfield is a high schooler, right? And it's a completely different take. It's not my favorite either. It just is what it is. And Tom Holland, he's the younger version of that. And it's good. It's all across the board. Don't get mad at each other. Don't get mad at people about Spider-Man. I get it. And Andrew, I know that you love Spider-Man, dude, and I'm not telling you that you have to interact with people that you don't necessarily want to interact. But I don't think that anybody is trying to. I don't think anybody is trying to hurt you, bro, just because they don't like it, man. And it don't shut you. And I would simply encourage you not to shut yourself off to dialogue and discussion.
Dude, this is all for fun, man. With
absolutely,
nobody should be blocking anybody for anything.
Absolutely, man. And so, but I also wanted to make sure because I saw blocked and I saw the comment,
he was getting into a disagreement with someone.
You're gone, and somebody else you want to go too, and I just want to make sure because I couldn't remember, that. So okay, we're all good. I just want to make sure everybody was good in the chat there before we went through. We're here to have some fun. So yes, we love all the Spider-Man. I just like Spider-Man. So there you go. All right. So now back to your argument, your nerd war.
Well, no, because like I said, nobody's going to make any decision. If Venom 2 goes 850 plus, or heaven's sakes goes $1 billion, they're not going to resume the same deal, giving Disney first dollar and giving them full narrative control, because at that point they will have they'll have their track record. They'll have their track record, and there's no reason. What he said. What the Sony president said is that they basically retconned and put in that article was what he had already said. And it sounds to me like they're developing the undercarriage of their own universe. And he's gotten what he needed from the MCU. They got what they needed. That Tom Holland is not going to be erased from people's memories. For most normal people who are not on chats or not deep under the covers when it comes to all this news, they're going to follow that Tom Holland Spider-Man right to those next couple of movies. So I don't like, go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, and I'm talking for like my friends who aren't as big of Spider-Man fans as me, especially one in particular, she was like, if that happens, I could hear like people like her who are, I hate this word, but it's the only word I can use, normies. Like she doesn't know a lot about the comics and all that, but she's like, Josh, it's like, she goes like, JP, this is the third iteration of this character. And I'm like, listen, I get it. I totally get it. Because, people are tired of seeing, the origins of Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. But if this happens, I think this would be a little bit more confusing to explain to people like them who, because we understand all the dealings and stuff because, we pay attention to it. But, for someone who doesn't, who not even halfway pays attention to this stuff,
well, that's why keeping Tom Holland works. You're basically, it's an easy transition because you're keeping the same actor. You're keeping the Spider-Man that they've grown to know and love. They're just taking him back into the confines of their own narrative so that they can use the characters that they're bringing up in their universe to tell Spider-Man-centric stories. The normal folks are going to be like, oh, it's Tom Holland in another Spider-Man movie. That's pretty much.
But explaining why he's no longer in the MCU, that's the part that I think is going to be somewhat difficult to explain for people because of the
I don't think that's going to be an explanation that hurts them, though. That's not going to be an explanation that hurts me because you've had other iterations of Spider-Man. You've had the MCU exist long before Spider-Man was in there. And the fact that you are using it would be different if you were using a different actor. But if you tell a good Spider-Man story, you don't need a whole bunch of other characters out. And this is on paper or on the screen. You don't need a whole bunch of Marvel characters to prop up Spider-Man.
That is correct. I agree with William on that point.
So I think.
No, William's correct there. I'm a Spider-Man fan. He doesn't need the other characters around. He has a great enough supporting cast that can fill out movies and stories all to his own.
I don't think it's an explanation you even need to make. So I think they'll be fine. I think, like I said, they're going to use this multiverse thing that will be your explanation. How they script it and how they fracture and reassemble these universes is going to be how you are able to fit in these other characters that have existed along the way before you integrated Spider-Man back into Sony. There's ways to do that with the multiverse and with Doctor Strange and realities, rerouting realities, all kinds of stuff. The multiverse storyline is going to be confusing anyway. So if you can explain that to your general audience, you can explain how Spider-Man is in his own Sonyverse. But you won't need to. The moment you have the Green Goblin trailer come out with Tom Holland, or whoever, Craven, or whoever they decide to stick him with, that's going to be your focus. You're going to be focusing on Spider-Man and his arch villain. That's it. That's going to be enough.
I still say Momoa should have been Craven, but that's my own personal opinion.
Yeah, you can't be everywhere. That's like Cavill. Everybody wants Cavill to everything. But damn, Cavill's going to have to clone himself if he's in one more project.
I'm in agreement with William on a couple things there. I here at the end of the day, we will not know what happens until after No Way Home. That's if that Sony guy is saying that everything's going to be explained and made clear after that movie comes out, then let's wait and see what happens with that movie. I think that his comments, though, about them watching the Marvel movies and wanting them to succeed and them benefiting from it speaks a lot to what I've been saying before, though, to where they are looking towards the MCU to be like an adjacent franchise to their works.
They're leeching off of him. He's smart. He's letting the MCU do all the work to promote his character that he's going to take back. Hell yeah, he wants those movies to do great. He wants No Way Home to do great. He wants all these movies that are currently attached to him to do great. So when he plucks him and puts him in there, a lot of the foreplay is already done. Sony handled this masterfully when they finally do this. And to be honest with you, everybody wins. Everybody wins. There's plenty of characters for Marvel to move on with. You can't use every Marvel character in every movie anyway. So you're just shifting your microscope over to a different part of the MCU while Spider-Man does his own things. Everybody wins, in my opinion.
Does Venom 2 come out this year or next year?
This year.
September.
My birthday,
Okay,
September
so that
24th.
comes out September, and then the Spider-Man comes out in December. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens with both of the box office.
Well, only one, because Sony is going to be more. They'll be looking at the Spider-Man one, but they're going to be looking closer more at Venom because that's their company. That's
how much do you think Venom 2 is going to make, William? I'm curious.
I think Venom 2 is going to make about 875 to 900 million.
Really?
Which, for Sony, not having to give any first dollar, any percentage to anybody else, that's good. That's good.
How much do you think No Way Home is going to make?
No Way Home is going to go over $1 billion. But if it were just
$4.99,
no. If it were just on its own, I would say about 700, 800.
Not million. $4.99.
Yeah.
It would just be Andrew Casali buying a ticket.
But you also got to realize when you're looking at the box office for any of these movies right now, you're not looking at it on the merits of its own movie all the time. You have the Captain Marvel effect where that movie made $1 billion because it was associated to the Infinity Saga. So a lot of these movies that come out are going to make amounts of money that Sony can actually, they can't really, when they're talking about their own Sonyverse, they can't really apply what a movie that's jumbled up to another universe is going to do, because when they're doing their own thing, they're going to be interdependent on their own characters. Spider-Man is going to be interdependent on what Venom and what Craven and what Dracula, all those movies are going to be doing. Eventually, they're going to have to judge their movies off of the stuff that they're producing.
So can I ask you both a question? And it goes along with what Zentech says here. By the way, what's up, Zentech? Always good to see you, bro. So technically, we haven't seen official crossover, between these two universes. Do you both personally consider them to be in the same universe?
No, not currently.
I would say not currently, no. I'm in agreement with William there, but it's vague enough to where you could look at it either way. They don't really specify if Venom takes place in a grander universe. They kind of just keep it self-contained, but you can interpret it whatever way you want it to, which is a great thing about it.
It's open.
It's open, yeah.
I think Paul Smith, you may be underrating it a little bit at $1.05.
350.
Which movie?
350. This
350.
Spider-Man.
And Proby brings up a great point too. What's going on with Michael Keaton in the Morbius trailer? We know he's in that movie. That's his Vulture from the MCU movie.
Yeah, but that Vulture belongs to Sony, though. So
I was about to say, if you go by those points, yeah.
And I saw somebody say, "Well, Holland is signed until 2026." Yeah, to Sony. He's signed to Sony, not Disney.
26? Oh my God!
They want him to play Spider-Man for a very long time.
Yeah,
and people think we're not going to get
Sony locked him
at least another 30 years.
So Sony locked him up. So any decision he makes like that goes through them. So
at least one more trilogy, and then we get Miles Morales. I'm
like guessing. I said, I can't wait to see like a spider-centric verse without any of these other characters, where it's him and his villain, it's him and Norman Osborn, it's him and the Hobgoblin, or it's him Venom. It's him, and he has to use his own wits, his own ingenuity, like he's always had, to get himself in and out of these situations. And I'd like to see him evolve without about 2,000 Marvel characters around him, because I think Tom Holland can pull it off. I think Sony can pull it off, and I think it's time.
Yeah, Zentech, that's not Venom, by the way. That is the Morbius trailer. The Morbius trailer has the graffitied Spider-Man on the wall, and it has Michael Keaton in the trailer. That's the Morbius trailer.
And that shot of Spider-Man is from the PS4 game.
Yeah,
But yeah, Michael Keaton, that version of Vulture is 100% Sony, so he can show up in his own Sinister Six and everything else. Like I said, they've laid the groundwork to take their character back, and they've been doing it for quite a while, and they've been using Marvel's notoriety to do it, which is smart.
Let me ask you this, William, real quick. Do you think there's any possibility that Disney would work something out to keep, maybe they make a side deal where it's like, okay, you take Spider-Man back for a little bit, but we want Norman Osborn for a storyline we want to do in our universe.
Like the Dark Avengers.
Dark Avengers, Secret Invasion, all that stuff.
There is. I don't know if Marvel's going to pay the inflated price that Sony better ask.
For Norman Osborn?
Yeah.
I think that
because you're taking a character that they can use and expose in their own way 100% under their narrative. So you're taking a major character, one of Spider-Man's deadliest enemies, and you're basically turning over the storytelling and narrative to another company, and for a character that you can milk the hell out of on your own. So if I'm Sony, yeah, okay, sure. Well, the price tag is going to be high, and that's what I think is going to come down to too. I think if Sony was ever open to extending this, their price tag is going to be super high, and it may not be worth it for for Marvel, given what they've already had. Because you figure after Venom makes its money, that leverage is going to be 100% in Sony's cage. That's if they want to continue this deal. They can make their money with their own Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
and they can get the skids going for Miles Morales 5-6 years from now.
What do you guys think this means?
I don't know. It's really weird.
So Photoshop.
Because seriously, the murderer thing is in reference, I thought, to the end of Far From Home, where he gets accused of killing Mysterio, right?
Yeah.
But that looks like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Technically, it could be that same, because remember, Far From Home is a Sony movie. Far From Home is a Sony movie, so that continuity they can adapt. Sony has the right to adapt that continuity. That is theirs. So if they want to say that part is theirs, they can adapt whatever they want to. They can adapt bits and pieces without adapting a whole. They can adapt the characters that are relevant to Spider-Man. They don't have to adapt Iron Man's damn glasses, but they can adapt the fact that he encountered Mysterio and could be responsible for his death or perceived. They can pretty much, because they own that, they can do that. So they're in a spot where they can pick and choose and build their story the way they want to. And like I said, they are slowly building up a universe around him to where they have something to launch, To
try to meet halfway in the middle between y'all, like, I think that if both Venom and Spider-Man do incredibly well, I think that Sony would definitely have more leverage. Like, listen, we re-accepted the deal last time, but this time, we have proven that we can do this on our own. We don't need y'all. So, like, basically, it's like convince us as to why we should continue this deal. Basically, like they'd have more leverage to where it could be an even more even deal this time around if they are even interested in it.
Well, Sony will have that. Sony was they already have that partway. They have it with the original Venom, and they'll have it after this Venom. They'll have all the statistics they need at this point if they've haven't made their decision already. And by the way, 187, no, that deal is a movie deal. It expires after 2 movies. The 2026 is Tom Holland's contract with Sony, but Marvel and Sony only have a couple. They have one more film left, and they have another film where he's associated with the Avengers. That's it. After that, they would have to renegotiate. But once again, if the problem that you run into with that is you've spent the money and you've invested in bringing in Jared Leto, bringing in Tom Hardy, bringing in these people so that you can create a universe that you can control your narrative while you're going into this very important phase of Peter Parker. And like I said, eventually all his associated characters. Why are you going to turn that over for the amount of money that, like I said, the percentages, the first dollar percentages you give Marvel already, even if you did not do $1 billion, though that money that you're giving to Marvel balances out because they get the first dollar before any profit is made. Marvel gets that right off the top for their percentage. So mathematically, if I can pull in anywhere close to $1 billion without them these days, why? Why not? And tell your stories that aren't dependent on 4,000 other Marvel characters. That's got to be enticing to them.
But I do want. It's not just with Spider-Man and like interacting with the Avengers. I do want to see I don't think that actually it probably could happen. RJ, what do you think if the deal continues? What do you think? What do you think the chances of and they combine the universes? Would you want to see Jared Leto Morbius team up with Mahershala Ali Blade?
Sure, why not? I think that'd be fantastic.
It's team ups like that too that I'm also interested in. Not just Spider-Man interacting with the Avengers in his own universe, but his universe.
You know what? Now that you put it that way, I didn't quite understand your question. That I can see, because that doesn't have to involve the core Spider-Man storytelling. What I'm thinking that they're doing right now is they're building a universe so that Tom Holland's Spider-Man and any Spider-Man that they use, whether it be Miles Morales or anybody else, is the center of whatever storytelling that they're saying. Using these side characters for an MCU story, I don't think they would be. I think they're going to charge a decent price for it, and who knows if they're going to want to pay it. But I can see that. But I don't see them wanting to have them use Spider-Man in the manner that they are, because, like I said, it kind of hurts the integrity of what they're building already. But using the side piece characters, that's fine. I mean, using a Morbius going up against Blade, that's fine.
Did you just say side piece characters?
Not the characters that are not the main cog of the universe. In the Spider-Man universe,
Spider-Man's got side pieces.
Yeah,
there is a Spider-Man that has guns.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
You know what I mean.
Saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
But you
Side
see what
piece.
I mean? Like
Side piece
okay.
means like the thing you're shacking up with on the side there. You know.
Yeah.
Spider-Man side
not
piece.
Sancho.
Spider-Man side
187. No, that is not true.
But what?
They that movie they don't have unless you're talking about the last movie that they released with them, but it's not a year by year deal. Where is he getting that from?
Which comments?
And say Google it. I mean, Google can give me anything. Google can be I'm the next president of the United States. I mean, that doesn't mean,
Now, if that's on there, then we need to start looking into some stuff because.
No, because Tom Holland is signed till 2026.
Aggressive.
Wow. Yeah, I don't. He says I looked it up. The deal is till 2026.
Hey, post the link. Post the link to what he's talking about, or tell him to post the link because I have not heard that.
I think is he a mod? Because
Yeah, he's a mod.
Okay, yeah. Post a link then because I
Can
don't.
you put it in a private chat or
he is a mod.
Let's see here. I'm gonna look it up too. Disney, Sony.
Because like with she looks that up. Like seeing Morbius team up with Blade or Norman Osborn lead the Dark Avengers, like those are also things I want to see that have to do with Spider-Man characters going into the MCU. Besides Tom Holland himself being in there.
The only thing I see when I Google Spider-Man 2026 is the deal they have for like the Sony slate for Disney Plus through 2026.
Oh yeah, that's a licensing deal.
What?
That's a licensing deal. That's not the same.
Sony worked out a deal where their movies will be on Disney.
Oh
Plus.
yeah, where we're robbing people. That deal, whoever had that deal needs to be promoted. If he's not already at the highest point, if you read the details of that deal, they're making money twice off of the same stuff. They're going to have it first. They're basically selling it to someone else for the max amount of money, and then Disney has a guaranteed back end deal of it. So whatever they do, they're making twice their money. So no matter what these movies made, they're getting paid. That's a good deal.
H. Mark just said, "Bruh."
H. Mark just said, "Bruh." It's like, bruh. Well, I think it's also because real Elmo Cinema Kermit. Kermit.
Are we about to see Kermit fight Elmo?
Are we about to go down south?
Kermit versus Elmo. Dawn of Puppets.
Oh God, they are about to fight.
Oh boy, here we go. There we go. It's on.
Can't do a good Kermit.
Oh my gosh.
This chat's out of control sometimes, man.
I know. Well, you know what? You can all just be happy. You can all just be happy that you're Spider-Man fans. Okay? Could be worse. You could be Superman fans. Let me give you the latest update before we get ready to close out for the night. Latest update from my Superman fans worldwide Facebook group. You ready for this?
Please, Enoch, before you start, please send me a link to that. I got to get in this group.
I want to join it too.
Yeah. I'll are my friends with you guys on Facebook?
Nah.
Because if you're friends with me on Facebook, I can just invite you to. Because you have.
Are
to
you just under
invite.
your name or is it Enoch?
Yeah. If you just look me up under my name, yep. And so that way I can just invite you because you have to invite somebody to be in there. You can't just send them the link to it. Because it's a private group. But so Superman fans worldwide. It says so. Here's the latest one. It says here's somebody posted said I was thinking about Richard Donner last night. Just a shame that we'll never see him direct a movie again. So far, so good. I would have loved for him to do another Superman movie. So far, so good. I'm fine with all that. But here's where it takes a turn. And I feel like I need to get a drop ready for this kind of crazy turn that it takes. Here, hold on a second. Let me get something here. Whoops. Where is it? Okay. So it's we'll just do that one because I'll just do a simple one here. So I would have loved to have seen him do another Superman movie. That's great. Richard Donner was cool. Says he should have done all of the Superman movies.
Oh boy.
We didn't need Zach or Brian.
Wow.
We need the hope that is Superman back. The recent movies have done the opposite of that and have made Superman a stoic killer with issues. Rest in peace, Richard Donner.
I can tell my house.
What the?
There goes Santa.
Oh. My
It just
head
seems
hurts.
like Superman fans are just so, or at least the classic fans. I use quotation marks. They're so caught up with him just being stuck in the Silver Age. Like they just forget everything post Silver Age.
And then of course, here comes the supporters, right? So then somebody says true, and then says what was it? Just people just kind of echoing the same thing. Agreed.
There's your echo chamber right there.
I know, man. It's just crazy. The portrayal of on Superman and Lois is excellent and does showcase hope. I love that, and yet they just literally tonight made Superman evil. He was. Yeah. Oh yeah. They had Zod possess Superman tonight on Lois, or Superman and Lois.
What?
Spoiler alert, I haven't watched it.
Sorry, all red-eyed and evil and everything. And look. Could I just say about this? I have enjoyed Superman and Lois up until tonight. Tonight's episode was utter rubbish.
Proper rubbish.
Rubbish. Superman putting the entire freaking world at risk for Lois and his two boys. Nope. So, but I love Zack Snyder's version is somehow evil and bad because they show a darker Superman and he wears a black suit. Yet they keep showing Superman wearing a black suit and turning evil, and the whole season is revolved around the idea of Superman turning evil. And literally, they had Superman from an alternate universe melt Lois Lane's head just off screen.
Are you serious?
Oh, I am serious.
Okay, Superman would never do that.
Well, see, it's evil Superman. It's Superman being taken over by these Kryptonians and siding with him from a different universe. So I'm fine with that, right? But like I said, I've enjoyed the entire season. I've loved the relationship that Superman has. But man, they just took a weird turn to go nowhere, by the way, with this episode. Like literally, they took a huge left turn. Like way over here somewhere, and it didn't even go anywhere. And they got Superman fighting like it was cringe. It was just cringe. That's all I could say. If you've seen it, yeah.
They're a bit cringe, isn't it, bro?
Dude, tonight was the one episode that I looked at Tiff and I was like, no, not this one. Like I've loved every episode.
This ain't it.
Like, nope, this ain't it. This ain't it right here. This
ain't it, Chief.
This ain't it. And I'm sorry, but all these people like what I just read there is like, on Superman and Lois, they give you hope. Okay.
I swear, if they defend that, they are all hypocrites. Then again, they know they're hypocrites. I don't know what I'm saying.
But he fights it off.
What has he got? A case of the? You know what? Be quiet.
I'm telling you right now, this episode tonight just did not do it for me at all, and I was just like, no, not that. That's bad. That's bad writing. It's just bad writing. But
that's the one thing I can never.
I like the show, though. I like the show. I do like the show, but it was
every good show has a bad episode.
Man, but
that is true.
Yeah, they just really. Like every once in a while, though, especially on CW, like you'll get like good episodes, and then like all of a sudden they'll do something that like is like totally out of character for somebody, CW. And you're just like, what did I just watch? What
That's
the heck
CW
was that?
stands for cringeworthy. That stands for cringeworthy. Hans in the chat got it on point.
I didn't see that he was saying that. It's
on CW, right? Cringeworthy.
That's funny. But yeah, hit me up and I'll send you guys links to that, because I tell you what, man, we need other people in there who can. I need you in there, William. I need you in there to like
William
literally
would just be fighting them every hour of the day, though, because he would just lay the smackdown on him.
Speaking of
but these guys, the core of their problem, and this is before I even get into this group, the core of the problem with every person I've ever ran to, whether in person or online with the Superman, is they're expecting the Superman that they see to be the finished product that every Superman that they've ever seen is. They don't want to let a storyteller tell his or her story. They do not want to see a journey. They want to see the Pop-Tarts in the toaster done immediately, and that's what they want. Superman's hope. You don't know what Superman could have got to. He made how many lessons that he needed to learn to get to the point where he does have hope. Who says that Zack Snyder didn't have a hopeful Superman plan? You never let him tell a story because you're so caught up in 1980. You know, you want the memory that you have to be the Superman that you see through every other version of Superman. So what you're saying, you don't want any new Superman to ever tell their story, period. You don't want them to, you want every writer or director to live through every other version of Superman. So I'm supposed to have Zack Snyder in 2013 reliving Richard Donner's Superman?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
All right.
with the old school spandex outfit.
This is the way.
Yeah. As he murders Kryptonians in the very movie that you guys say. Superman
No, they're not dead. Didn't you know that there's?
Oh, they're sitting at the bottom of the.
There's a deleted scene. Don't you know there's a deleted scene that's in the Donner cut where like they're just depowered and the Arctic police, because there's Arctic police.
Yeah, of course. That is a police station in the Arctic. Okay.
Pick them up at the Fortress of Solitude and take them to jail.
That's just as bad as Thanos getting arrested.
Yeah, and being beaten by Hellcat. Being defeated in that issue, being defeated by one of the most unknown Avengers of all time, Hellcat. Yes,
that's why it's a meme. That's why it's a joke.
Yeah, this is a guy who wiped out half the universe. That's why I never bought Thanos as a legit enemy without the characters around him. He was a crap enemy. The reason why he was so intriguing when his first run is because Jim Starlin encased him with characters that were so intriguing that he bounced off of them. On his own, once he got balloonish and got out to the Infinity Stones, after they had brought him back from Marvel would never let anybody else write him. If you realize when Jim Starlin stopped doing Marvel Comics, that's when Thanos and Adam Warlock and those characters, Pip and Gamora, that's when they all died. And none of them came back until Jim Starlin started writing Silver Surfer and Silver Surfer number 34. All of a sudden, here's Thanos out of nowhere, back. So yeah, he really.
This is what I wrote back in that thread, and so far, like I'm seeing people come out of the woodwork and like defending what's right, but I just put, look, these kinds of posts need to stop. This is a group for all, and then I put in all caps, all Superman fans and films. You can love what you love without backhanded slams at other directors and actors. People need to grow up and understand that their favorite isn't the only one that matters.
That's all there is to it, man.
And I think that's every character, not just Superman, but Spider-Man. Look, like you said, dude, William, Disney's going to have an interesting thing. If they don't bring back Hugh Jackman, like they're going to have an interesting thing on their hands, because now they're going to have a character that has been beloved, that defined the role for what, like 16 years?
Yep.
Was it
17?
Yeah.
I believe.
Was it 17? Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Sorry, RJ, I missed it by a year.
And it's going to be their first up. It's going to be the first problem that they have.
But when they recast it,
which is why I think they're going to wait a very long time.
But there's weird people out there, like there's people literally. Have you guys seen this? Landon brought this to me today to my attention. Do you know that there's people like panning for what's his name to be Wolverine? What's his name who played Harry Potter?
Daniel Radcliffe?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Why?
And there's people like dropping hearts on that and like likes and like emojis and stuff. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Daniel Radcliffe as Wolverine?
Yeah, I laughed at Heath Ledger as Joker, so who knows? Nothing should be off the board.
I know,
but you don't know the depth of these actors until you present them with certain things.
Maybe.
Like, I didn't know Heath Ledger
Danny
could do
DeVito
that.
Wolverine.
I didn't know not Leto, but Heath Ledger could pull something like that off from what I seen.
I mean, acting maybe, but the physicality of that.
He's 5'2", 180 pounds. So
yeah, Hugh Jackman was a very.
Hugh Jackman was not consistent.
No, so. I know that. I know that. I know that. But what I'm saying though is now that's in the public like mindset. You know what I mean? Like to me, Daniel Radcliffe still looks like a 12-year-old.
Yeah, and the Harry Potter fans are just
Hollywood makeup artist.
I guess, man. But
I think that what's Clint Eastwood's son's name? I think
Scott Eastwood.
Yeah, Scott Eastwood would be a great Wolverine.
I still think Carl Urban or the guy from The Boys would be fantastic. Who plays Homelander?
Here's my thing. I think anybody they pick will be fine because they will make them into what they need them to be. And depending on what type of Wolverine story you're going to write, none of these guys we've brought up could apply. So it could be some no name. It could be a name that we know, when we just don't know a dimension of that particular person's acting ability. And as far as the way they look, Hollywood will make you look like they want you to look for a role, and the actors themselves will do the rest. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix losing 15 pounds to look like the bony Joker that he did. The actors will do what they need to do, and Hollywood with their makeup will do the rest. So it's really hard to really can't discount anybody that's brought up in the conversation, until they do it, and then they pull off a bad performance. But until they do that, Radcliffe, anybody could play any of these characters. You just have to have faith in the people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars to make somebody look like the other do their job.
Oh, but Bradley, you don't think that they're going to make Wolverine the central X-Men character for the new franchise too?
God,
where every movie is should just be called Wolverine, X-Men this, X-Men that.
I personally think that they need to give Wolverine like a Disney Plus type series or something like that on the side. But he can still appear in like X-Men movies.
Oh, you could expect that. That's a given. A given. Yeah, they're going to do that. That's too much money to leave on the table.
I just kind of hope that it is a shorter actor because Hugh Jackman, like that's one of the things that like most comic fans I've seen, like, oh, we don't care if that's not comic accurate because he's such a good actor and he plays the role well. But if you get someone shorter than him, I just can't wait to hear the outcry. He's short down. Like,
what's his face? Elijah Wood is not 4 feet tall, but yet I sat through a movie that I didn't really feel like sitting through 3 hours of watching him be a very short person. Hollywood can do it if they want to. They can make these actors look diminutive. Sylvester Stallone, I didn't realize that guy was a near midget until I saw him standing up against other people. But in all these movies, he's up against Drago, 6'4" Dolph Lundgren. And because of the angles and because of the cinematography and because of the professionals, they made him look like he was enough on par to where it was believable. So Hollywood can do it. They've been doing this for decades, man. There's a lot of really short people out there that you don't know that they're short until you see them getting their Oscar and they're standing up against another guy who's is only 5'9", and he's looking up to him saying, "Thank you for my trophy." That's when you realize these people are short. But when they're in their roles, like I said, what was the other guy that was alongside Elijah Wood? What's it, Martin? He's not that short. None of those guys in the Hobbits are that short. But and some of them are short. But like I said, they made me think, Elijah Wood was a midget.
Yeah.
So they can do it. They can make a guy 4 inches shorter, especially now.
Well, most guys don't have 4 inches to give.
You know what, man? You took your show there. Here comes the Anthony ACS one. Where's that one? Go ahead and throw that one out there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to see his thing?
Like it's a massive thing, and so I want to see his thing.
You just like that one.
Did you get it out of your system?
You just like it. Maybe.
That's a no. That's all.
Just liking to tease everybody a little bit, just tickling it a little bit.
There you go. Anyways, that being said, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with Spider-Man, how they fold that all in. I don't know. I know Loki just came out, right? And so everybody's clamoring for Loki. I'm excited about Loki. I love Loki, and so I'm really interested. This is the final episode, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yep.
We gotta knock this 6-episode crap off.
Dang it! I gotta somehow avoid spoilers because I want to watch it with Tiff.
Well, you just close the show off and watch it now.
I know. Well, but then if I watch it and Tiff doesn't, I have to watch it again with Tiff and act like I didn't see it.
You wake her up.
Get her up.
Get her up. Why? She started a new job on Monday, so she actually has to get up in the morning now.
Wednesday.
I know she actually has to get up now. She actually has to get up in the morning, and so so that won't work to wake her up now. So Thank you, Bradley. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of our guests. Thank you guys for being here. William, of course. Go support William. Go to the Sci-Fi Center. Look him up on they're on the internet.
Yeah, William. I got family visiting Vegas this week, so I told him to go visit you. So.
Oh, cool. I might have made them today.
Oh no, they're flying out tomorrow morning. So
tell them to mention your name. And I'll show them the prize that you're never going to win. Because it's never going to happen. I'll let them hold it.
We got the prize. We got the prize right here. It's Matt Jarbo's chair.
I'm not responding to that. I'm just.
But you already did respond to it. That's the beauty of it.
Anyway, I look forward to meeting you. I'll take care of them when they get to the center, RJ.
You broke.
There's nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong at all. You're not in any difficulty, but you're out on bond.
No, I'm not.
Why is zeroing in on me? I have nothing for you.
I was gonna say to the Spider-Man discussion. 187 said he's willing to come on and debate as well about the whole situation.
Oh
boy, that'll be something.
Well, we'll have to have 187 on next time. Absolutely. Well, next time we talk about Spider-Man, we'll absolutely do it because I know 187's been great in the chats for quite a while. Yeah, we've never had. I need to do a call-in show. It's been so long since I've did a call-in show and just meet some new people and had some new people come on. So maybe I'll do that this week. You know,
get Jose Aguirre on.
What's that?
Get Jose Aguirre on. I know he's in there. That'll make for a strange show. Is he in there still? Yeah, he's in the chat.
How a strange show?
Yeah, he knows that.
Wait, who?
Jose. Yeah, where is he still?
Yeah, he might have called it tonight.
Because I'm going back to the thing. It's like I don't see him in here.
Oh yeah, he's in there. We're on every time he's on a stream. He's a moderator in a couple different groups. It's hilarious. All right, there he is. He made a post at 12 a.m. That guy.
At 12. At 12 a.m.
My chat completely froze.
Well, mine won't go. But mine won't go back that far.
Oh, I'm in the chat. Okay, yeah, he's good people.
Yeah.
You can take RJ's place.
Well, hey guys, enjoy your evening. Go watch Loki. Hope you enjoy it. I hope it ends well because if it does, then for me that's going to be the best Marvel show yet. And I look forward to see what they do with the character. But thanks, guys. Go subscribe to RJ, Resident Justice. Yes, go subscribe to that guy. Go subscribe to Metaverse. Go subscribe to that guy. And everyone who was in here earlier. Go Brian Master and None, right? What is crazy?
Hey, RJ, how many videos you got on your site so far?
Wait, sorry, what?
Hey RJ, how many videos you have on your YouTube page so far?
Oh, I think we're about to hit 70.
That's a lot of thumbs downs I got to give. All right, thanks. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you.
Boy, I'm coming hard. You come in my face, I'm going to fight you.
Dang.
It's just the Spider-Man videos are only going to get a thumbs down.
That was actually quite impressive for a guy that size. I thought it was going to break, and that's what was going to be the gag.
I mean, we've seen Vader do a backflip off the top ropes.
Vader was scary fast, scary agile. He was great, especially in his New Japan days. In his New Japan days, before he got all those injuries, he moved like a cartoon character. That's how fast. You're like, this guy can't be that big and move that fast across the ring and catch somebody. And he rest in peace, Leon White.
I think I'm going to have to clip that. This guy can't be that big and that fast. You heard from William.
I think this is the perfect time to go.
I'm not saying anything. You're not going to clip me on this.
The fifth. I ain't got nothing either.
All right, folks, don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter. And don't tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter either. And join Superman groups on Facebook so that you can stand up for like actual Superman and not somebody else's craziness. So, and go check out me, Lena Deli, and TW McKay in our Yingwei video where we talk about music and the importance of enjoying all of it and just enjoying music in general. Same thing with not just music, but nerddom, all things. Like, don't put down what somebody else loves, right? Just have fun and enjoy what you enjoy. You know, that's what it comes down to. Till next time, stay nerdy. Bye-bye.